This week, in Nitro, West Virginia, a young girl's disappearance leaves everyone fearing the worst, and for good reason. Welcome to Small Town Murder. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder.
Yay!
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my very ill co-host.
I am Jimmy Whisman.
Yeah, Jimmy has he has what I had a couple of weeks ago, and it seems to have grown strong.
So fun
inside of you, and yeah, he's a mess this week.
What
so
a blast!
If you hear a sniffle or if a cough accompanies a giggle, then we apologize. But it's either this or nothing. This is what you get.
This is it.
I'm on 2 hours of sleep, and Jimmy's a sick
I'll do my
disaster.
best to make some enthusiasm.
We're gonna have fun. That's the thing. These are usually, honestly, when we're at our punchiest is when we're it's when we're digging deep,
or
Jimmy,
when we're mad.
It's like when a guy plays in the Super Bowl hungover.
Yeah.
Like they usually have a great game. It's just you dig deeper. You have to.
Michael Jordan with the flu. I'd rather have Michael Jordan.
Yeah, you have to dig deeper is what it is, and that's what we're gonna do this week. And we have a crazy. This is a crazy town, a crazy episode. This is more wildness than we can have. But I would like to thank people first of all. Thank you everyone this week for your reviews on iTunes or Apple Podcast or whatever the hell they want to call themselves these days. Yeah. Those wonderful people there.
On the purple icon.
The purple icon on your iPhone. Thank you guys for those reviews. They help immensely. They drive us up the charts, and we're like on the cusp of 20,000 reviews, which is awesome. That's just an awesome level to be at. It's in the heavy hitter level, and it's because of you guys, so we appreciate it. Keep those coming if you have not yet done that. Get on iTunes, Apple Podcast, the purple thing there, and leave us a review.
20,000 reviews under 100 episodes. That's ridiculous.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's all you guys, man. You guys are the best. So, do that. Give us 5 stars. Doesn't matter what you say. It's not for our egos. It's really just for business. So please do that. And thank you very much. And if you want to be an even bigger superstar and honestly a hero in the eyes of Jimmy and myself, you can be like one of our producers, our great, wonderful producers, which we have a long list of. You'll hear later on. You can be like them. You can do that very, very easily by going over to patreon.com/crimeinsports, which is the name of our other podcast, which you should also be listening to, Crime in Sports. And you can just go over to PayPal, use our email address, which is crimeinsports@gmail.com, or save yourself the trouble. If you want to follow us on social media too, do all that, you can do it all in one place. Go to
Isn't that helpful?
It's so easy.
One-stop shop.
One-stop shop, and shutupandgivememurder.com. There's links to donate. There's links to social media and all that stuff. Links to merch. New T-shirts are up, so get those T-shirts and wear them to a live show. And where can you get those tickets? Well, right on shutupandgivememurder.com. All over the country. Houston, you're up first. October 4th. Dallas, October 5th. House of Blues in both locations. So come out and see us there and have fun, and we'll meet everybody and hang out. And,
I'll be new boot goofing.
He's going to be new boot goofing, and I'm going to be in Texas, which is very strange and odd for me, but that's fine. It's going to be fun, and I love it, and we're going to have a good time.
All right.
It's going to be wonderful.
You guys bought me so much Robitussin. Thank you.
Yes, that's going to help a lot.
You guys are paying co-pays for me, and it's fucking incredible. I'm so thankful for you guys. That's great.
Isn't it? Oh, man.
The things I have to go through to have it is fucking bullshit.
It's bullshit. Yeah, definitely.
It's ridiculous.
Well, we got to get to the disclaimer here. Let's do that here. This is a comedy podcast. It is. We're comedians. We're stand-up comics. We are going to make jokes. That's how this works. That's just it. We're going to make jokes, but we don't make horrible jokes. We're not making jokes about dead people and things like that. We're not jerks like that. We go out of our way to not make fun of the victim or the victim's family because we're assholes, but we're not scumbags. That's what we're all about here. But we're going to make jokes. There's going to be jokes along the way because around the actual murder, there's a ton of other stuff that happens and crazy people, and it seems to be magnified in these small towns for some reason. And so we're going to have a lot of fun. And if that sounds good to you, then awesome. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
You're the people we want to hang out with.
Nice to have you.
If you think true crime and comedy should never, ever go together, we're probably not going to get along. If the joke should never be made, there's Dateline. Enjoy.
You can have that.
Have that. But for the rest of you guys out there, I know what you're thinking right now, and I'd like you to shout it from your cubicles, from your cars in traffic, from your, I don't know, walking around cleaning your houses or whatever people are doing while they're listening to the damn show. Obviously not if you're in a conservative office. If so, go into a bathroom stall and quietly mumble it to yourself. But shut up and give me murder.
That's the one.
Let's do it. Let's go on a trip, Jimmy.
I would love it.
Let's get the hell out of here, and let's get the hell out of Montana, where we were last week, and let's go on a trip.
Though.
It was fun. Montana was a crazy, crazy place, but we're going to an even crazier place this week. We are going all the way to West Virginia, which is, the Florida of the mid-north. Yeah. If you're too poor for Florida, West Virginia. And I don't mean that to make fun of West Virginia, because we've had a lot of listeners in West Virginia, and they're all really nice, and they're all really cool, and I'm sure they're all wonderful people.
We get the only ones that are cool.
But the reputation of West Virginia is mainly contained in the wild and wonderful whites of West Virginia, and we just figure that's just throughout the entire state. It's
Sounds right.
All whites. A state of all wild and wonderful whites of West Virginia, just shaking pill bottles at each other, and we can't help it. Sorry. I don't know. Make your image different. What do you want from us? There's coal parades that we see. That's all we see. I found a different kind of parade. Wait till we get to that.
Oh boy.
We're going to West Virginia. It's Nitro, West Virginia.
Like the circus?
I was going to say, this isn't like, it wasn't like a shortened, it wasn't like Philip Nitrogen from a Sir Philip Nitrogen, or like, it wasn't like Nitro, French, and they shortened it to make it.
Are you sure it's Nitro and not Nitro?
Oh no.
Or Nitro?
Oh no, it's Nitro because it is named after gunpowder. We'll get to that. It's
fantastic.
This is a crazy.
The N in TNT named this town.
This is a crazy shit town.
Great.
This is a cartoon Bugs Bunny town.
Wow.
The home of Yosemite Sam, I believe. He hails from Nitro, West Virginia. It's in the western part of the state. West Virginia has panhandles all over the place. They're mainly in the east, and then it's got like a big pregnant belly that sticks out in the west over there. And this is kind of in the belly section here. But you'd never know that by the behavior. It's pure panhandle. It's pretty close, about 20 minutes outside of Charleston, West Virginia. Yeah. But it's out there though. This place, you would never know it's anywhere near any place with any sort of population, especially when the case we're going to talk about occurs, because it's in a different time than now, and it makes it even crazier. It's about 3 hours to Cincinnati, about 3 hours and 20 minutes to Roanoke, Virginia. So it kind of sits in that area. It's in both Kanawha, and I know you're going to all tell me I'm pronouncing it wrong, and I don't give a shit.
True.
Don't care, because it's only half in this county. It's half in Kanawha and half in Putnam County.
So it's got two counties.
Two counties. It's like that one in Maryland that we talked to. It's half in like another state.
Was that Marydell?
I think it's Marydell. Yeah, it's half in Maryland, half in Delaware. Right. That's right. So that makes sense. Zip code 25143, area code 304, and one area code not enough to hold this place. 681 as well. Got them another 4.67 square miles. Okay. So there you go. That's not bad right there. And the motto here, they do have a town motto. It is, quote, a historic past and exciting future, which is I don't know what's so fucking exciting about it, but they're pretty goddamn excited about it.
Daffy had his bill turned around backwards.
That's a good motto, or that's I don't know. West Virginia, America's tissue, America's used tissue, and that, by the way, is not an insult to West Virginia. No. It's more of an insult of how West Virginia is thought of. We just extract everything we can out of the ground and then like toss the used tissue behind, and we're like, I don't know, fuck those people.
Clean up.
Yeah, I don't know. Have a fucking parade and do some shit, and I don't know what you're doing. That's how America treats West Virginia, which is poor, I think. It's not well.
It's not positive.
They should be treated better, is what I'm getting at. Anyway, history of this town. It's along the Kanawha River. Yeah. That's why it's on that county, I guess. Now, shortly after the U.S. entered World War I, so we're talking 1914, 1915 here, America had a shortage of gunpowder production. Okay. So whatever we have a war, and half of these fucking towns we've done have either started from like we just wanted to take it from the natives just because we felt like it, or we needed some sort of factory for government munitions, and
natural resources of warfare.
And we have that, and then the war's over, and then they leave behind a husk of a town, and then
it's not good.
No, and then we come in and just talk about it and make fun of it. So
and somebody dies there, terribly.
And definitely someone dies there, but that might not have anything to do with what happens. But this guy, the person we'll talk about this week, you never know. There might be chemicals involved. Who the hell knows what's going on with this guy?
A chemist?
No, he's not a chemist. Okay. This is far from a chemist. This is a... No. Wait till you hear about it. You're going to go, oh, no, this is not a chemist at all. So it determined they couldn't produce enough gunpowder to supply the troops, so the Congress had an emergency session and passed the Deficiency Appropriations Act in 1917. This provided for the construction of 3 huge explosives plants capable of producing 500,000 pounds of gunpowder per day.
A day,
which is a shitload of gunpowder a day.
What is gunpowder made out of?
500,000 pounds of gunpowder. They say it's nitrocellulose, which I don't know what that is. They say that's an active ingredient in gunpowder, and that's why
they found that.
That's why they call it nitro.
Okay.
So the War Department sent engineers into a 10-state area to find the best locations for proposed plants, and they were looking for security from coastal attacks, climate conditions, rail and water transportation, and available raw materials. And they select these sites, and the one was in Charleston, West Virginia, and then 3 months later, Nitro ended up being there.
Beautiful.
So they ended up doing that. They had a couple other ones. They were going to build one in Nashville and one in Louisville, but they didn't. They just kept it in Nitro.
There's too many people, and if that shit explodes.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, let's not. It's like nuclear power plants.
Right.
There's one outside Phoenix. They're like, let's put it way outside.
Way out.
At least if it goes off, they won't hear it.
Right.
Like they'll die, but they won't go, what the fuck was that?
And if
gross.
we don't die, then we'll have shit growing out of shit that
it's going to be
grown
ugly.
out of.
It's going to be ugly. Yeah, it's going to absolutely be ugly.
We'll be in the radiation zone.
But rather than put these 2 more plants out there, they just said the 2 we have in Charleston and over here in Nitro, let's just increase their production.
Jack them up.
Fuck it, jack them up 700,000 pounds per day from each of them, which is pretty impressive. That's a lot. The name of the town, Nitro, was selected. Now, these towns, sometimes it's like a contest.
They did a lottery.
And a kid names it, or sometimes it's like, named after, as we know, bewigged douchebags from times past. This was selected as this is the most heartfelt and soulful name you can get from the Ordnance Department. The Ordnance Department. That's some department of the government that passes ordinance. That does some shit.
They picked Nitro.
They picked Nitro. It was derived from the chemical term nitrocellulose, which is identified the type of gunpowder that was to be produced. Yeah. So they did that. It was between Nitro and Red Wop, which as an Italian, you can't say that. No. I'm sorry. You can. Well, you can. I don't care really. But
is that 2 words?
No, 1 word. Red Wop.
What is
which
that?
I don't know if that's a half Indian, half Italian.
Oh, you know what that is?
But
that's powder
spelled backwards.
Yeah,
that's exactly what that is. So
how did I just do that in my own head?
Because you were really trying to figure it out.
Like, why the fuck?
I saw you going in from all the angles.
Yeah,
you were like a raccoon with a closed garbage can. You were like, the side doesn't work. Let me get on top. Fuck, that's no good.
I just kicked the rock off and was like it's powder, James.
Powder.
Look in here.
You were like lips and assholes. Yeah. Sorry, we have to have a great outdoors reference. We just can't help it. So I'm Nitro, a better name, I guess. It's funny that even in the 1917 they came up with a douchey name, like just a super douchey blonde spiky tipped name. You're gonna call it Nitro, bro. It's gonna be fucking awesome.
Red Wop might be worse.
Red Wop is terrible.
It's like naming your daughter Nevea. You know what I mean? Or heaven backward. That's the douchiest fucking thing on earth.
But red, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, it does.
It's got a slur in it. You can't have a slur in your fucking town name.
Kind of too. You know what I mean? Because
that's what I mean.
Red man is not good either.
Red and Wop. Yeah, that's not great.
Like but, Indian fucking Italian. Is that what that is?
That's what I was saying. A half Indian, half Italian guy. What's up, Red Wop? That's what they called him. I feel like that's what it was. That's what.
Hysterical.
If I was Indian and Italian, I'm just Italian. But I don't think I'd be comfortable living there.
Change this fucking name.
Let's change it. So workers came from everywhere, every state in the union, and 41 different nationalities, which is interesting. The labor force here in the wartime, in 11 months, they built this plant. They made 772 acres of pastures and cornfields into a giant munitions plant, which is absolutely insane.
Fuck corn.
They're like, we don't need shit. Fuck farmland. Let's get out of here, Farmer Bill.
We don't need to eat. We're just going to... I mean, gunpowder sells. It makes money.
Well, especially if the government's buying as much of it as you can possibly make.
If it's all subsidized, you can make a shitload of money.
No, that's true. So by the time the war's over here in 1918, the manufacturing complex was known as Explosive Plant C. And we're going to see some couple famous people actually worked there. Was producing 350 tons of smokeless gunpowder per day. which is insane. The town was also 90% complete at that time, and there was about 24,000 people there, which is way more than there is now. Yeah. We'll say that here. They had all nice houses, they had utilities, they had a school system, police, fire, hospital. They had like
the whole thing.
They built in 2 years, they put up a fucking town.
Wow.
And with full, like, out of nowhere, like they just, like a Lego town that just constructed.
That's
like it's
incredible.
Disneyland. Like Main Street, it's always been here. It's great. There's the ice cream shop. Enjoy.
That's how
asshole.
well war sells.
Yeah. Smells like vanilla. Good job. Yeah. So
smells like gunpowder, though.
That's yes. Well, it smells worse than that, actually.
Sulfur.
We'll get to what it smells like because it's actually got a nickname based on it.
Oh, it's got a specific one?
Oh, very.
Right.
It's got its own little potpourri that's wafts toward.
I love it.
Out of it. Within 2 weeks after the war ended, 12,000 people left town.
That's half the town.
That's gone
over
within 2 weeks. So, I mean, everything you've built up, and if you're like, let's say you have a diner in that town, and you're slinging food around, everything's going great, half the town leaves in a 2-week period. What the fuck happened?
Or if you get sick and now all the doctors are gone.
Yeah, you're pissed that the war's over.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, come on.
Somebody go back out and fight.
Isn't there, some of those Germans have to be left to kill, goddammit. Jesus Christ.
Looking?
Let's keep looking for somebody.
And we found more just recently. They should have kept the town going.
Keep it going,
There was
guys.
one living in fucking New York like 3 weeks ago.
That's what I mean. So they're out there. They're out there, everybody.
There's plenty.
This town was like, come on.
Keep looking.
So production was halted, and the Hercules Powder Company was ordered to begin putting the plant in mothballs, as they called it, which is just putting it down. In 1919, the director of Explosive Plant C formally turns the operation over to the dreaded Ordnance Department, since they have everything here. Yeah. The government declared the entire reservation surplus, and just began, disposing of the property, pretty much tearing it down and that sort of shit.
Your town is surplus.
It's surplus. We don't care about you. The town that no one gives a shit about. America's used tissue.
How shitty must that feel?
That's why I said that, because they used this town and then threw the husk away like a used tissue.
Clean yourself off.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what it was. Threw a couple $100 bills in a tissue and said, wipe that off your face. It's going to drip in your eye, sweetheart. Fucking walked away.
Gross.
So they continued to maintain all the facilities in town, though, with just less people there.
Yeah.
So they had workers and their families, and mostly everybody there was just like security guarding the shut down government shit. That was the whole town's thing. Is you watching that shit tonight? I guess I'm watching it. That was the whole time. Everybody was employed by the government watching shit.
That's terrible.
It's super weird. And they're super into World War I here.
Really?
The town is known as a, quote, living memorial to World War I, which is very exciting. Chemical war and World War I, not a good time. Not a good time. It's bad.
Not a good time in history.
Clouds of mustard gas floating over the place. That's what you want.
The whole country just owning people. It's fucked up.
It's bad.
That was a bad time.
Well, World War I, no, that was past.
Really?
That was 1915.
I'm sure there was still some.
We were 50 years past that. But in the South, I'm sure it wasn't great anyway.
I'm an idiot.
You just had your dates mixed up. You're very ill. It's the Robitussin talking, Jimmy.
I'm stupid. That's what it is.
Let's blame it on Robitussin, Jimmy. I'm going to give you credit for your.
I see World War I as like in my head I see it as like the Civil War. Like that's what the people look like.
Muskets and shit.
Yeah.
No. Picture World War II, but nobody knew how to use these horrible weapons that we had. Yeah. It was that was the thing. They had all these horrible weapons, and they're like, all right, so let's line up across from each other and just shoot. And then they said, oh fuck this. We
are way too close.
We haven't had a war in a long time, but we keep making weapons that are better and better, and we just haven't had a chance to figure out how to kill people with them yet. Shit. World War I was fucked up, so then they just dug holes and sat in them. Let's just sit in these fucking holes and rot for years.
Is that the one where they put up like barbed wire across trenches and shit?
Oh, dude, yeah. It was all trench warfare and fucking, then they got into the chemical warfare with mustard gas. Yeah, it was bad stuff.
And like you shoot it at the enemy, and the enemy is still like 50 feet away, and now you must have gassed yourself.
Going toward them. That's the thing. There's been times when they would release mustard gas and then the wind would shift and it would go back at them, and then it's not an exact science. It's literally a canister, and you put it on the ground and you go, okay,
everybody move,
and clouds of shit comes out. It's like a Scooby-Doo fucking ploy.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Or a ninja.
Or a ninja
move.
Yeah, it's a ninja move. Exactly. You disappear and you pop up on the other side and kick the guy in the face. So this whole area is known as the Chemical Valley, which is nice. That's what you want to be known as. at its peak in the late 50s and early 60s, was the leading producer of chemicals in the world. In the fucking world, this area. Yeah.
Wow.
So think about this.
This tiny area.
And 50s and 60s. So in the 50s and 60s, there were no environmental laws. No. I don't give a shit if you're an environmentalist or not. It was better to not put shit in the rivers. And like, I grew up next to the Hudson River. When I was a kid in the 80s, you weren't allowed to touch the water.
Yeah.
Like, because it still was shit. Now people swim in it, they're fishing and shit.
They're out of their minds.
They were still recovering from this, where people wouldn't touch. Like, literally, I want to go swimming. They're like, no, don't touch that.
Not that one.
Jesus, it'll burn your skin off.
We'll get in the tub.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, you do. You wouldn't eat. No one would eat fish out of there.
No.
If you fished in the river, you would throw it back. It's like, I'm not fucking eating that. That's
Cut
disgusting.
The line rather than taking the hook out.
You're not touching that fucking thing. Yeah. So, anyway, this was, imagine all the shit that these chemical companies were dumping into the ground, into the rivers. I mean, anyone from here in this area has to have some sort of.
There's illness.
There's some fucked up shit going on here.
Residual illness.
Yeah, I would say so. This whole place just really kind of fell apart there. It was there was a 12-acre site there that was placed on the EPA's, which is the Environmental Protection Agency, if you're not from the U.S., National Priorities List in 1983, which is the site of the former chemical munitions plant, which for World War I, because they also made that there. So all of this shit breaks down poorly too, and
they're living on the plant. Like
they're living
grounds
around it. Okay. Yeah, it's awful. It's known for its distinctive chemical smell.
Okay.
This town, especially in the area, they say, of the I-64 bridge. Although they've had a shift away from manufacturing in the region in the last 20, 30 years. That's kind of reduced the issues a little bit, but I can't imagine how long it takes for these chemicals to dissipate once they've been in a water supply.
Like a pool, like chlorine style, like
who
chemical?
knows?
Like,
I don't know.
I wonder what that smell is.
No, I'm so happy I don't know.
Yeah. I'm right with you.
I'm thrilled about that. But in February of 2012, Monsanto, we'll find out one of our people worked for. Yeah, this guy worked for him that we're going to talk about here. Agreed to settle a case covering dioxin contamination around the plant in Nitro that made Agent Orange. So they had, contamination from Agent Orange in this town.
What year was this?
I'm not sure when this happened. I believe it was in the 60s that happened, but I don't know the exact year.
Monsanto, been being a piece of shit for 50 years.
Yeah, they're just making shitty, making fucking company. Agent Orange. They agreed to pay up to $9 million for cleanup of affected homes, $84 million for medical monitoring of people affected, and the community's legal fees.
Wow.
So they did something.
They knew too.
Of course. Back then they used to just dump shit, and it was like, go ahead and dump it. It was everybody was like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons, like, just fucking evil. They also, this is amazing. This is fucking awesome. This is from the town's Wikipedia page here. Yeah. I don't know how true this is, but I hope it's true because it's hilarious. In 2001, Clonade operated a lab in Nitro that was tied to the Raelians. The Raelians, you know who those people are?
No.
Jesus Christ, how to fucking explain the Raelians. They're insane people, these people.
Australia?
It's such a long story that it would have to be, never mind the town. Let's just explain what this is.
Okay.
There's a lot of, Last Podcast on the Left did a very good episode on it if you want to hear it in a funny way.
All right.
Bill Maher made fun of it on the Religulous documentary.
I watched the documentary. How come I don't know this?
It's on the extras, the Raelian guy. But anyway, they said that it was located inside a rented room within the former high school. And the FDA said that the equipment in the lab was state of the art and had been bought by this sounds like insanity, like a former West Virginia legislator. Sounds like a crazy conspiracy theory that someone stuck on the Wikipedia page that I don't think is true. And this case is so crazy, I really didn't have time to research it and this part, and I don't care. But
it's got to be.
Let's hope it's true. I would hope not. Major League Baseball player Lou Burdett was born here in 1926. He played in the 40s. Was also a country singer named Kathy Mattea. I don't know who the fuck that is. She went to Nitro High.
Don't know her.
Clark Gable, the big famous actor, actually worked at Explosive Plant C in 1918.
That's amazing.
He did also a famous Baseball Hall of Famer Pie Traynor worked at Explosive Plant C in 1918 also.
Wow.
So in this one plant in 1918, they had a future Hall of Fame baseball player and a future world famous crazy famous Hollywood actor.
Unbelievable.
Like, we're going to get out of this place, see?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, fuck you. You're not going anywhere. Like, I am, see? Pretty soon there's going to be talking in them movies, and then I'm going to really take off. Wait till you see.
Look at my face.
Yeah.
Do you see this mustache?
Look at me.
I'm built for Hollywood.
I'm beautiful, damn it.
He was a handsome son of a bitch.
He wasn't before he started working at the chemical plant, and then he was. That's actually from years of horrible chemical exposure, and it just made him handsome. It's disfigurement, actually, but somehow it turned into handsome. It's amazing. Chiseled jaw. That's what happens. People in this town, population 6,763, which is down 1% since 1990. Can't imagine why anyone would want to leave. Median age here is 44 years old. It's a little above the 37 years old, which is normal. Way more females than males. Way more. And there's not a ton of old people here. It's pretty average in the elderly department. Okay. So this is strange. 56% female, which is way out of whack for a town, especially of like almost 7,000 people, which is a pretty good sample size.
It's built with bombs.
It's strange. All the other stats are really close, though. Married is about 50-50. All those are on point. Separated, never married. All those are pretty close. Divorced is about is 20% of the population. It's about 10% normally, so a little more divorce here for some reason, but that's about it, though. Everything else is pretty close. Racially, race of this town, 97.46% white.
It's a lot of white.
It's a very, very white town. About 63% is the norm. 0.55% black. Not a lot of black people. 0.13% Asian. That's really scaled down quite a bit here.
What's the average Asian in the country?
5%. 4.95%.
Not even 0.2.
Not even close. It's not even a fifth of 1%. Also, Hispanic is 0.34%. So that's that's normally about 17%. So
that is excessive.
That's very white. 37% of the people here are religious, which is actually kind of lower than I would think. But in this area, who the hell knows? It's a Baptist, or a lot of Baptists here. A lot of other Christian faith. Not a lot of Catholics here.
Not surprising.
Very much so. 0.02% Jewish.
They found a couple.
So they found a couple. There might be more, but they're hiding in the mines. They're like, we don't trust.
They likely own the town.
Yeah, we don't trust these fucking people in this town.
They're gonna... lawyers from Monsanto.
Lawyers from Monsanto. Possibly, or I don't know. 0.0% Islam, which obviously this is West Virginia. I don't know. Not a big Muslim population there. But it's about 55% Republican in the last election they voted, about 43% Democrat, West Virginia actually skews even more more Republican than that normally. So I don't know what happened here. So unemployment rate here is right on par with normal. It's about 5.3%. It's right there. Household income, median household income, usually about $54,000 in the country. Here it's about $45,000.
Okay.
So a little bit less, but we'll see cost of living's a little lower too. The jobs are, there's more mining and quarrying and shit. Normally it's like barely any. Here it's 2%. So I don't know. The ground has something and I want it.
They're still pulling it.
It's something in there, damn it.
What they're pulling out.
I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
I swear to God. I don't know what it is, but it's something, damn it.
I found a rock.
Maybe it's blue sapphires like in Montana, possibly from last week. It's
just rocks that glow.
They're glowing rocks. I don't know.
I don't know why it glows.
They smell like rotten eggs, but I feel like that's something. I feel like that's good.
Taste it, Ethel.
Hey, will you put this in a soup?
Put this on your tongue and see if it feels like a 9-volt battery.
Can you make a stew from this, please? I feel like it would be delicious. Overall cost of living, 100 is par or average.
Season the burgoo with it.
Season our... Hey, put the burgoo... Put the chemical glowing rock in the burgoo. Put it on in there.
Look, the burgoo lights up.
Ooh, look at that. That's pretty. And it's bubbling and smoke's... It looks like a witch's cauldron.
This is
wonderful.
Great for Halloween.
That's how them witches do it, with them glowing rocks. So, cost of living, 100 is average. Here it's about 80, and that is because it's low, the housing is low. Normally, 216 is the regular in the country. The average here, it's 82,700. It's the average home price. A lot of houses in the like 60 to 150,000 range. Here, not a lot over 400,000. That doesn't exist here. And if we've convinced you,
I don't know how,
the only place that you can be is in the Chemical Valley of Nitro, we have for you the Nitro West Virginia Real Estate Report. found a 2-bedroom, or your average 2-bedroom whatever rental here is about $750, which is a good price, about $400 less than the national average, but the housing is way cheaper than that. I found a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,376 square foot house. Looks like the place where the poor kid from Willy Wonka lives.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it looks like everyone sleeps on the floor in the living room and one big mat. $54,900 for that. I found a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath, 1,896 square foot house. This one's a little bit nicer, but still, it's a little crusty. It looks very muddy. Everything looks fucking muddy.
Really?
$109,900.
The ground just never dries out.
It just looks like it never dries. It's just full of chemical all the time. Just wet with slipped on the chemicals again.
Holds fucking moisture.
And then if you're doing very well, if you own the mine here, the owner of a coal mine, he flips a nickel and wears a monocle and a top hat, a 5-bedroom, 7-bath.
A tumor on his neck.
Oh, definitely. 6,800 square foot, beautiful brick house, $895,000.
My fuck.
So moved to West Virginia.
That's not in the town? That's in the town?
That's in the town.
Wow.
That's, like I said,
a big one.
He oversees his workers. I'm sure it sits atop a hill.
My fuck.
Things to do here, good Lord. In May, they have the annual all-horse parade, which
what?
It's just horses. It's the
open the pin.
It's the pre-day of horse shit cleanup parade. That's what this is, pretty much. It's for a nice cause. That's what sucks, too. We had to make fun of it before we get the cause in, because it honors and remembers all women and horses who have served in the U.S. military. But it's not a women and horse march. It's just horses.
Just horses.
But it's to honor women and horses who have been in the military. The horses, I got a hint for you. They didn't fucking know they were in the military or racing a thing. They have no fucking idea what they were doing.
I don't think they can even see purple for their heart.
I don't think they feel honor in walking. I don't think they know what's going on.
They're actually quite scared.
Yeah. They keep the women on the side.
So you're telling me there's a road with people lining it, and then they just
they're looking at horses.
Yeah, mule, and they all just run.
I feel like there's got to be a guy in front directing this traffic.
There's a grand marshal.
A couple dudes on this. Well, you know what? Maybe put a couple of women out there so they can remember. I don't know what the fuck, man.
What the fuck is that?
It starts at noon. There's horses, ponies, donkeys, wagons, and sulkies. What the fuck is a sulky?
Not a person.
I don't know what that is. Hopefully that's a woman who's been in the military. I hope.
Guiding these horses from start to finish.
They compete in several categories for cash prizes, which is fucking amazing. And it's kid friendly. They're going to cover up the giant horse cocks for you. So there's that. I don't know. They're going to be sheathed, these horse cocks.
Friendly.
God, that's what it says. Kid friendly.
Horse cock in a holster.
Wow.
What is that?
Crime rate in this town. Property crime is actually high. It's about 10 to 15% above average here in this small town. And violent crime, murder, rape, robbery, and assault, the Mount Rushmore of crime, is less than half the national average.
Wow.
It's low as fuck.
Super safe.
So it's a very safe town. Yeah. We're going to go back in time, actually, here to a time when it was even safer, but not completely and all the time, as we'll find out here. We're going to go back in time. I think this is the farthest we've ever gone back in time.
Okay.
We've gone back. What's the earliest you can remember? Like 73? Yeah, like that one in Illinois.
And the one where the guy was stealing kids.
El Dorado, Illinois. There was that.
I think South Lake Tahoe was early, too.
That was 80s, I think.
What one had that?
That was 80s,
Somebody
85,
had a
86.
70s fucking Dodge car.
Yeah, there was a lot of the people have had that because they're just fucking poor in 1993. That's all it was. You could have a 78 Bonneville in 93 if you're poor. Here we're going to go all the way back. We are going to be spinning and flying and clocks are turning for a long time to get all the way back to 1966.
Okay.
So this is a different time completely in America and in the world and everywhere, for Christ's sake. 1966 is another planet.
Was Martin Luther King speaking around then?
He was not at this point.
Was he dead
I believe he was dead, or did he die?
Did he die in like 68 or 69?
68. Robert Kennedy too. Was it the same year?
I think so.
Are we wrong?
I don't know. I don't know. Martin Luther King, like I see black and white footage. You know what I mean?
see black and white footage. Why am I blanking on more? I thought it was 64. I thought it was right after Kennedy. I thought that was. I
see the other Kennedy on the floor of a hotel room.
No, it wasn't.
In a kitchen. I mean, with color TV.
Martin Luther King was there when Lyndon Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act. Okay, that I've seen. So that I'm positive.
And that was after Kennedy.
Why am I forgetting this?
That was
this
JFK.
is fucking embarrassing.
It's probably
right
66.
This is embarrassing. I'm horrified.
Do you want me
myself.
to Google it?
No, later when we after the show we'll Google it because this is. I really want to put this behind me. This is. I feel like this is lack of sleep because we should know this, both of us. This is terrible.
No. Yeah, don't count on me to know
I like history.
Shit.
This is ridiculous, and I'm just having like a complete like.
What I do know is that the guy that killed him or is convicted of killing him, because there's like some shit
James
going on.
Yeah.
He's still in prison and alive.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's not too far off.
It's no. Well, we know within a 5-year period of when it was. We're just having problems.
Between 62 and 68.
It's definitely after 64 because Lyndon Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act, so that was 64, 60. All right, never mind. Okay,
all right.
Moving on. $65. Anyway. November 19th, 1966.
Okay.
Let's go to there. This is Nitro, West Virginia.
Yep.
It is 4:30 a.m. on the morning of November 19th, 1966.
Yeah.
It's a cool morning. It's November in West Virginia.
Waking up to go to work.
Yes, the Nitro City Police Department gets a report from a person, an anonymous call, they don't know from who, that there's a body, presumed dead body. I don't know why just somebody would be lying in a near dead looking position. There's a body lying near the Nitro High School, like on the property of the high school. The report was received by 2 Nitro City policemen, a Charles Sisk and the sergeant there, Sergeant Johnson, went to the scene and found a body, and the body is of a very young girl, preteen girl, lying doubled up with some of her clothes missing, and the rest are all in shambles.
And she's dead.
And she's definitely, most certainly dead.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so this is an odd thing to find in the morning. And for us, this is a hot start. Not that this is a good thing, but we build up a story. We
got a body already.
There's a body. Yeah. It's a bad one, too. Yeah. This is a young girl. She is in bad shape, too. I mean, this isn't what happened to her. There's no question about how she was murdered, basically. Her body has numerous stab wounds everywhere.
Jesus.
The pathologist was examined the body later on, and he ends up finding that she has 46 stab wounds.
That's a lot.
46.
Yeesh.
That is a lot, covering many, all over her body. She's just covered in 46 stab wounds. They were all inflicted in a comparatively short amount of time, too. He said they were all at once. This wasn't like somebody went back to it after a while, stabbed some more. This was one big burst. He also says that her death was caused as a result of 2 or 3 deep stab wounds, which ended up penetrating the chest and back in the area of the heart and lungs.
Good Christ.
And that's what ended up killing this poor girl. So this is horrible right off the bat. This is everybody's fucking nightmare here, is a young girl dead in a
high school.
At a high school, in a high school,
in a savage way.
Savage, yeah.
Vicious.
Like I said, this isn't like, oh, what happened? Did she get hit by a car and crawl over here or something? This is...
Somebody was angry.
Someone meant this shit. Near the area the body was found, also, of this girl, officers here found a hunting knife and the holster, the little scabbard thing for the hunting knife, and both appeared to have blood on them. The knife...
Was it back in it?
No. The knife was stuck in the ground about 8 feet from the body, and the sheath for the knife was about 10 feet farther than that away.
Wow.
So it was body, 8 feet knife, another 10 feet sheath of the knife. Yeah. So, which is saying, drop that, stab, and stick in the ground on your way out. I don't know I don't know, or I don't know how this. We'll find out here. The problem here too is they're trying to find out who this girl is, and they're figuring this is a young girl. She's obviously like I said,
somebody's going to have a report of this soon.
Somebody's going to be missing her. Right. Like there's not. They don't just girls don't just disappear in a small town in the '60s without somebody notifying somebody.
Exactly.
So the problem is they don't end up finding it out till late in the morning who this girl is, because they end up finding when this girl's grandfather and other relatives end up identifying her at the hospital while she was being examined. She was only 12 years old, they found out.
Good Christ.
12 years old. She was a little larger for her age. She was tall. Yeah. These girls, they shoot up a lot of times. She's quicker, so she's
lucky women.
Yeah, you're still waiting. She's about 135 pounds and a tall girl for her age. She's just, she's sprouted started up early. And but she's 12 years old. They got samples of her blood and hair, and were given to the police. Obviously, they ended up finding out that it was a girl who failed to return home after babysitting. But they didn't. She was supposed to spend the night where she was babysitting,
and then didn't.
Nobody was looking for her.
Right.
So they didn't get worried until 10 o'clock the next morning. Right. When they're like, "Where is she now?" And that's when they started getting worried and said, "Hey, maybe where's our daughter?" And they,
"Fuck,
why don't you come down here and take a look? We might be able to know where she is." Which is the most horrible thing ever.
Good God.
Yeah, because those parents slept in bed thinking everything was fine, and while this was happening, and they had no idea. They thought she was fine.
They woke up and had breakfast. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. Everything's fine. Oh, when's she getting home? Oh, no. And then she doesn't get home, which is
Jesus.
Horrifying. This is every parent's nightmare is what this is. This is horrifying. And we both have daughters, especially, so it's horrifying even more. So
this girl's only 4 years away from, my daughter's 4 years away from that age.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's so close.
It's right there. It's right
12
there.
is so little.
No, it's fucking 12. And I mean, she was having an overnight babysitting job and they said too that she oftentimes had to do that, but it wasn't like all the time. Like it was very loose. Like first of all, nowadays 12-year-olds don't really babysit. 12-year-olds have babysitters now. Back then 12 was like, oh, she's ready to work at a factory on the assembly line. What are you talking about?
She can go ride a horse into battle.
She's 12. She should marry her cousin any week now, I think, right? Yeah. If one of her cousins has a decent job, I'll fucking marry her off right now.
Especially in West Virginia.
That's what I mean. That's what it was like.
Dad might leave the wife for her.
Who the fuck knows? You never know. Anything's possible. West Virginia, where anything's possible.
It's true.
West Virginia, the land of possibilities. I always say that like Florida is if you can't afford California. Yeah. You're like, well, fuck it. I guess I'll go there.
I like beaches.
I like sunshine and beaches.
But my wallet doesn't like money.
But I don't like money. That's my main problem.
I like beaches and meth.
Now then, Florida's the place for you. If alligators are also in there.
Oh yes,
yeah. They find out the 12-year-old girl is a Frances K. Voiles, which sounds like a 12-year-old girl from the 60s.
Yeah.
She's obviously her family is destroyed by this, as you might imagine.
Sure.
Obviously, here she never returned from babysitting the two young children of the Angel family. Okay. We'll talk about here now. What ends up happening here, we'll get to the Angel family in a second. After the body was found, after Frances was found, I shouldn't say the body, that's pretty, this is like with how the court documents, it's very cold. Yeah. And when you read it all week, it's like that, but she's a 12-year-old girl.
She's still a person and a baby.
She's a 12-year-old girl.
It's hard to say body about
that's
a baby.
What I mean. But it helps to depersonalize when you're reading about it over and over. But Frances here, after they found Frances, the police called the mayor. Mayor Wayne W. Alexander of Nitro.
W. Alexander.
Who I assume lives in that big house from the real estate report and has he's a monocle wearing, like he's spinning a cane. That sort of thing. Has a cigarette in a holder. That's, hey, what's going on here?
He walks with a limp.
What are you fellas doing out of the mines? Oh, there's a dead girl. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. We apologize.
I'm WW.
You hear about them talkies? Clark Gable told me about it. Down at Explosive Plant C.
That's quadruple W. Or quadruple U. That's what that is.
He's a lot of it. Wayne W. Alexander.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yes. And Clarence A. Palmer, who is the captain of the police force, they come to the scene.
The captain and
the captain and the mayor come. That's how you know you're in a small town, when the fucking captain and the mayor show up. Yeah. What's happening now? Hold on a minute. Let me get the mayor. Imagine.
What is this, fucking Gotham?
Whatever town you...
Right.
No shit.
It's like a fucking comic book.
Whatever town you live in, do you ever hear the mayor went to the crime scene?
Never,
He's not the guy that gets called in for it. If it's bad, they'll tell the mayor about it. He'll be like, well, fucking find who did that shit, but he's not going to go down and investigate. He might go down afterwards, talk to the family if it's a good PR move, but he's not going to go down with the chief of police to fucking investigate, which is what happens here, which is wild. The mayor is the one who called the county coroner and the state police in, and two state troopers show up here. They were patrolling in the area, and they ended up, they come to the funeral home where Frances had been taken before it ended up going to the hospital for examination. One trooper here, a trooper R.L. Hurt, which sounds like some sort of prank call name.
Yeah, or a fucking pen name of an author.
Yeah, R.L. R.L. Hurt.
Right.
It's somebody's fucking, they write porn under that. Yeah, that's what they write. Fucking daytime lady porn. So this author R.L. Pornman Hurt was called to the case about 7 a.m. from his house. Later here, the mayor receives a call, another anonymous call. So there's an anonymous call about the body being found. Here's another anonymous call, and no caller ID. This is 1966.
Right.
There was
so easy to commit crimes.
You could do anything. There's no DNA. There's no tracing anything to anything. Basically,
we still don't know for sure who shot JFK. That's bananas.
And that happened in front of a lot of people and film and everything else.
Was it on TV?
Yeah, it was on TV. Well, yeah, they were showing him, but yeah, it was on TV.
Point is, there's no reason that we shouldn't know who fucking did it.
Unless you're standing over someone with a knife in your hand, bloody, and they're yelling, going, please stop stabbing me and killing me, and then they die. You got off on it, I feel like. God. Especially unless you were black, obviously. Right. That's different.
No, forget it.
And
then you're black. Well, you clearly did it.
You did whistle at that white girl, so I mean, there's consequences, mister. Like, that was crazy shit. But anybody else, I don't know. Nobody actually saw him murdering the person. That's kind of how it was.
Innocent until proven guilty.
So this guy comes in. He gets a call, the mayor, from an unknown source that says that there's blood stains visible on the sidewalk in the front of one of the homes in Nitro. Okay. Again, the mayor gets a phone call that says somebody saw blood stains on the sidewalk in front of a particular house. You don't
call 911. You call the mayor.
You call, hey, Wayne.
Yeah.
Wayne.
Hey, W.
I was walking down the street, the street that we have. Yeah, that one. And there was a blood stain, big one, outside of a house here. So y'all might want to come take a look at it.
Probably 4 or 5 pints.
It was big.
There's a lot.
Well, who lives at the house in front of the damn blood stain? That's the main question. It's a man named Lennis.
Okay.
Dennis with an L.
Really?
That's the fucking man's name.
Jesus.
That is his given birth name, Lennis. Lennis Lee Angel.
And he goes by Lenny?
He goes by Butch, actually.
Oh, that's the dad of the kids that she was watching.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
That's the dad of the kids there. This is Lennis Butch Angel.
Yeesh.
Here. He's 21 years old.
None of those words match.
No, they do. Lennis Lee Butch Angel. That's a complete grab bag. Somebody rolled some dice out. And they don't go, fuck it, never mind. One more roll. I got another roll. Shit, this is a bad Scrabble board. Fuck it. Redo.
That's the equivalent of a Native American. That's white people trying to Native American up their name. That's what
Lennis Lee Angel, which sounds like a 40s bank robber.
Or a girl.
Or a woman, yes. Or like a pinup girl from the 50s or something. But Butch Angel sounds like, I don't even know. That sounds like some sort of a gay porn star from the 50s.
Wasn't there? Is it
Butch Angel?
I think there is a Butch Angel that is
Butch Angel wrecks that butthole like never before.
It's a woman with a dick. That's what Butch. I think it's Butch Angel.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure that is true.
Well,
that is bananas. That is fucking bananas.
They stole
Buck Angel. That's what it is.
Okay, well,
close enough.
This is Butch Angel. It's a different story. This is listen to these stats. All right, this is how different times were. His name is Butch Angel. First of all, he's married to a woman named Elk or Elkie. L-E-L-K-E. Elk? I don't fucking know. It's the 60s. Who knows? He's married to a woman named Elk and has 2 children and works at the Monsanto chemical plant.
Of course he does.
38 years old?
Yeah.
21 years old.
21
fucking years old. 21.
Wow.
2 kids, married to a woman with a very handsome, sturdy name, and works in a chemical plant. Probably already has all sorts of poisoning.
Life has already gone wrong.
3 different kinds of cancer. And this fucking guy, So it's crazy here. Now, all I could find on old Lennis Lee Butch Angel, this is a tough one because when we go back to the 60s, arrest records and police records and court records from early 60s and late 50s West Virginia they're spotty at best. We'll put it that way.
Sure.
But I did find a newspaper article where Lennis Lee Angel, this guy from this town, hailing from this town, got into trouble along with 5 other high school students in February of 1959 for phoning in false bomb threats.
What?
So I don't know. He was 14 at the time when this was happening. So
I guess that makes sense. That's around the time that you do that.
Yes, and especially back then because you
don't want to take the test.
You don't want to take the test, and also there's no caller ID. So it was like, well, call it in. No one will know. Right. Like, how the fuck do they know? They just knew because he was like, "Hi, this is Lennon." Shit, fuck. Damn it. And he hung up, and they were like, anybody in this town named Lennis? One person. That's why. And he started going by Butch.
Or he was like, listen, there's a bomb at the fucking corner of this and this. And they're like, who is this?
Lennis?
Oh, this is Lennis.
Is this fuck.
Damn it.
Yeah, that's when he went by Butch from then on.
I suppose y'all haul me in now.
Yeah, shit, I'm going to go by Butch now. They ain't gonna, there's like 5 Butches in this town, so they won't know which Butch it is. It's fine. Right. Back then, probably half the guys were named Butch.
The last name of Angel.
Yeah. So on the night of February 18th, which is the night before, it's the evening connected with the morning that Francis was found, Lennis here, Butch, quits work or gets off work at the Monsanto plant in Nitro at 10:40 p.m. And goes to his home. So he's working second shift at the Monsanto plant with 2 kids and a wife at 21.
It's a tough life.
Imagine that shit.
That's a tough life.
Living in West Virginia.
Good God, that's a tough life.
That's fucking rugged, man. Like, kids just, I mean, they do that by accident sometimes, but they're not like, well, this is my life. I got married on purpose and got 2 kids and I work at the chemical plant.
Now I'm doing it.
Wow. So, I mean, that's not bad. He's trying anyways, making a go of it here. He goes home and the babysitter is there with his 2 children. His wife is not home, but the babysitter, who is Francis, is there and his wife's not there. So, Butch cleans himself up, gets changed. We're going to get the chemical smell off of you, and goes out with another guy, and they go out, and we'll talk about him here, Jackie Lee Halstead, who's a 20-year-old guy here. Goes out with this guy, and has a ball. They go out on the town. They visit various different taverns. They drink beer. They drink whiskey. They dance a little bit at one tavern, even get down a little. I don't know what the fuck they were dancing to.
White people dancing.
Who knows?
Stop it.
Oh, it's West Virginia, too. There's a hill folk dancing.
Lots of hip shaking and finger pointing.
Some shit like that.
That's all it is.
And snorting off the back of toilets.
Eesh.
That's all I got out of the wild, wonderful whites of West Virginia is all they go into this bar, and it's the most disgusting bar in the world. If you've never seen this documentary, please watch it because it's fantastic. They go into this bar, and it's the scuzziest, dirtiest bar in the world. Example, there's a man, because there's gambling there. You're allowed to gamble, like they have slot machines in the bar. There's a man gambling shirtless. He has no shirt on, and he's pulling the slot machine. And I'm like, no. You can't fucking gamble with shirtless. I'm sorry. That's a shitty place. But they go
with a huge beard, right?
No, not even. He was just like, woo, we had this trucker hat on. He was just this shit-kicking, happy motherfucker. He looked thrilled to be there shirtless. He looked happy as fuck. Good for him. But the cleanest, the only clean place in this entire place was the top of the back of the toilet bowls, because that's what they were snorting fucking pills and breaking it up. So that when they're in the stalls, everything's covered in disgusting, fucking pristine, white, perfect tops of the backs of the toilet bowl. So if you ever see a dirty place with that's what they're doing. That's why.
That's where they do coke.
People are snorting. Oh, the pills. They were crushing up pills.
Oh, really?
And snorting. Yeah, they were all about pills.
Xanax
there.
Or what is it?
He shook the fucking bottle, the one kid, and the pills rattled, and he said, that's the Boone County Mating call right there. And I was like, oh boy, this is fucking great. You've never seen that?
I've seen it, but I don't remember.
Mousy gonna get some dick
I've
tonight. That's right. Yeah, it's the best.
I only watched it because you told me to.
Yeah, I'm Sue Bob. I'm the hot one. I'm the sexiest of the White family. Like, oh yeah, you're a fucking prize.
It's all Johnny Knoxville's idea, right?
I don't. Yeah, he was the producer of it. He was. By the way, quick sidetrack here. I have to say this quickly. My grandmother's party was this weekend. My grandmother turned 90 years old, Italian grandma, all you people know. If you don't care about this, fast forward 2 minutes because it's insane and I have to share this with you folks. My grandmother's my first introduction into dark comedy. She used to tell us stories of being beaten mercilessly as a child, and for some reason they were hilarious the way she told them. Shouldn't be funny, but they were funny the way. So that was my first thing, like, oh, horrible things can be funny. Yeah. Anyway, she told me a story this weekend. She looked at my dog Benny and was like, oh, nice dog. She said, I used to have a big dog like that when I was a little girl. And then she said, we also have little dog. And then she got sad. And I said, what happened to the little dog, Grandma? She said, anyway, long story short, they make up a bunch of sausage in the morning to feed people who were going to go out on the farm. Okay. Right. So her brother had made up a bunch of sausage. Then he went to go get wine because they drink in the morning there because they're insane, and come back. And the dog had eaten all the sausage. A small dog.
The little dog.
Had eaten like 4 pounds of sausage out of this thing. So her brother, who's a fucking psychopath, as they all are over there, took the dog and started chasing this fucking dog. So the dog ran. It was a 4-story, like a tall, skinny building. 4-story, ran up on the terrace. This guy chases this cornered dog, finds it up on the terrace, picks it up, and launches it off the 4th story of the terrace, okay? This is her fucking story to me.
Wasted right? 4 pounds of sausage.
Yeah, threw this fucking thing off. He was so mad, okay? Yeah. She said, the dog ran away, and it went into this barn at the edge of the town. And it stayed there for a week. She said, I think because it was sick from all the sausage. I was like, also from hitting the fucking pavement from 4 stories up will possibly cause injuries that make you want to rest for a week, Grandma.
Did it die?
No, a week later it came back. And this was her story. This is the point of the story. This is my point of this. She's insane. The point was when the dog came back, her brother felt bad and hugged it and then was nice to it. The point of the story wasn't he's a psychopath and wasn't allowed around the pets anymore.
Right.
The moral was
he made up.
He felt so bad. That's how it was a nice dog.
They made
friends. What the fuck kind of story is that?
You know when you're a kid and you box your best friend eventually, you just become best friends
and
after
I'm
that.
sitting there with my cousin and we're looking at each other like, is this, this is...
That dog now knows not to fuck with that man.
She thought that was such a nice story. Okay? So anyway, this guy, he's going out. Butchie's going out on the town. He goes out on the town, like we said. He's drinking, he's dancing, but he doesn't get this. Everybody who sees him says he's not really drunk. He's not like fall down drunk or anything. So he goes out, like we said, Jackie Lee Halstead. These guys all sound, they're both, first of all, Lee is their middle name, both of them, which was, I think, common back then.
Ladies and men.
Absolutely. Same thing. They meet at about 11 p.m. at Ned's bar. They drink, they dance. This guy says they stay until midnight. Then they went to Shoney's in St. Albans there, get some food in them till about 12:45. They talked a while in the car and they decided to go home because it was getting late and they didn't have any money anyway. So they were like, well, now what the fuck are we going to do?
They were out of money.
They talked for a while and they were like, fuck it, home's free. Yeah. And they just went there. So this guy said that Halstead says that Butch left him at about 1:05 a.m. They were riding, the Butch dropped Halstead off at his home, and that was that. Butch ends up getting home at about 2:00 in the morning, at which time he's got a hunting trip planned the next day, apparently. Yeah. He gets home at 2 a.m. from a night of drinking and dancing and cutting up after a tough day at the Monsanto plant. And he says I guess he laid out his hunting knife and his gun in preparation for the next day. Okay. Like laying out your pants and your shoes. Yeah. He said, my hunting knife and my gun. Just as he saw that, just as he was doing that, this is 2 a.m., mind you. Why this makes no sense, okay? At this point, the babysitter's still with the children. Why the children are still awake, I have no fucking idea. It's 2:00 in the morning, and this girl is 12. She's up. Right. She working the late shift here?
Tell everybody to go the fuck to bed.
She probably has a shift, in defense, she probably has a shift at Monsanto that starts at 5. She is 12, Jimmy. Get to work. Jesus Christ. This is the 60s. Yeah. So at this point, he sees the babysitter with his daughter, and I guess his daughter tries to grab a magazine away from the babysitter, this 12-year-old girl, which makes Francis mad. And apparently he sees Francis, from what he says, slap his daughter. Okay. This is a 12-year-old girl who slapped a small child or whatever. So, first of all, that's not great if it happened. Obviously, that's not good. But in the 60s, that was also, you hit kids when they did shit. That was it. If a kid tried to grab something, you smacked them. That was all there was to it.
You're lucky if it's just a smack.
That's what I mean. That's what it was. I mean, that's the end of it.
She didn't have a wooden spoon.
You ever see Mad Men when they're having a party and the kids are running around and his neighbor comes and just fucking hauls off and smacks him in the face, and fucking Draper walks over to him and he's like, what did this little bastard do to make you smack him? Like, he was pissed at his son. He's like, you be respectful to him while he hits you.
That's how it happens.
You be respectful to abusive people who don't live here.
You be respectful of people that are just beating you for no reason.
Yeah, just no reason at all. So anyway, he sees this, and what would you do in this situation? First of all, I wouldn't leave my kids with a 12-year-old, but anyway.
It's the 60s. We'll pass that.
What do? Maybe you go over, you give her a smack. I guess it's the 60s. Not that this is something that we advocate for, but
brush the shit out of her.
But back then, that would be considered okay,
right.
And her parents would be like, "Good, did you hit her? You should have hit her more than once." Yeah. I mean, I'm sure give her a good beating.
Hope you got her with the back of the knuckles.
She needs to be a good wife someday, so really give it to her good. None of this is how we think, by the way. So don't fucking tweet us, eat dicks. This is how shit was. So instead, what he does is he has a different approach to it. Like we said, maybe he goes over, maybe he says, "Hey, that's not the way you treat a child." Right. Maybe he says, "Hey, you're fired. Go home. You don't hit my kid. It's 2 a.m. I better bring you home.
What was that?
Call your parents."
Right.
Yeah, what was that weak shit? This is how you do it. Use the back of the hand, get your knuckles into it.
Stiffen up your wrist, pussy.
Yeah, maybe that's it. You know what he said? He said, use your forearm. Yeah. It's actually one of the strongest bones in your body, and you can really drop somebody with it.
That elbow's got a nice little.
That's what you do. Forearm,
sharp spot to it.
Forearm, shins, really get in with those. They're very, very strong. Instead, he does a completely different thing and stabs her 46 times, as we know, right there on the spot.
Wow.
Walks over with a hunting knife in front of his children and stabs a young girl 46 fucking times in his own home.
Holy shit.
Which seems like an overreaction, I would say. Objectively, that's an overreaction. To anything. There's not a lot of things that you can justify that for.
46?
If someone was like trying to assault your child when you walked in on it, that's okay.
Right.
I can't think of, there's really not. 46, even 46 is like, they would be like, you could have stopped at 5.
Right.
I don't think he was still trying to do it after 5.
It would have to be a sexual assault too.
That's what I mean.
Like
it would have to be something horrible.
Of your child.
No.
You could slice them up a bit and they'll back up.
That's what I mean. It would have to be.
It would have to be something that's going to scar them forever or their life's in danger.
Even then, the jury would be like, I get it, but 46?
That's a lot.
Wow, that's a lot. Holy shit.
You didn't even start thinking at like 22. Like, you get exhausted.
It's tiring. You ever go in a batting cage? You take 20 swings and you're done if you're not used to that.
In a fight, throwing 20 punches.
Yeah.
You're wore out.
It's wore out. Yeah. If you box for a round, which is 3 minutes, and bounce around and throw punches for a round, you're like, that seems like a whole fight. Yeah. People do that for 12 rounds, which is fucking nuts. But he stabs her 46 times in a very short space of time.
Right now.
He then puts Frances in the trunk of his car and takes her to the high school and dumps the body out. Just dumps her body out on the high school grounds.
So the blood on the sidewalk likely he dropped her on the sidewalk,
put her down, opened the trunk, put her back in.
She's still leaking.
A 46 stab wound child will tend to bleed for a while, I think.
Wow.
Here. So he returns home, and in the middle of the night, he spends a shitload of time cleaning blood off of everything because the entire fucking house is covered in blood.
I can't imagine. The cast off would be insane.
Insane. The rage of the knife going up and down the cast off, arteries and veins going too, deep stab wounds to the heart.
Right.
That, not to mention then he's dragging her, he's touching things because he's got to leave and he's got to figure this out. It's a fucking mess, man. I mean, I don't even know what the fuck to say about that. What he couldn't do is there were certain things he couldn't clean that were just too fucked up, so he needed to get rid of them. So he takes these items along with his kids. We'll put them in the. That's a good thing for
Can't leave them home alone.
It's a bonding experience too, because kids, they don't get to dispose of murder weapons very often.
Very few,
and it's a life skill that they really should have. I think later on, as anything's possible. So
good dad.
Let's say he's a good dad is what we're trying to getting at here. It's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah, these are his daughters. Right. He's teaching them female empowerment. He's like, listen, someday you might have to dispose of a murder weapon, and you're going to have to do it for yourself. You don't rely on a man to dispose of your murder weapon. You kill someone, you take it to the river, and you fucking throw it in there on your own. I'll show you how to tie a rock to it. Let's go.
Climb in.
Climb in. Let's go, sweetheart. So he
fucking seatbelt. Lay in the back glass.
Just lay it down there. That's all right. I'm going to smoke a half a pack of cigarettes on the way, but it's chilly out, so let me roll the windows up first.
Amazing. Yes.
Let me do that. All right. Yeah. Don't.
That one almost killed me.
Don't put that damn seatbelt on. What's wrong with you? Sorry. You all right there, Jimmy? Sorry for the cough there. It's all right. We'll get over it.
Yeah.
So, he takes this, he tries to, Jesus Christ, what a fucking mess. He throws part of the items into the backwater near his house. There's some fucking swamp shit back behind him.
Yeah.
So he just tosses some shit back behind his house in the water. No one will ever find it there.
You don't look there.
No, never. and other items he leaves in the area of Coal River Road. Then he tries to clean his car trunk, and he had to remove part of the floor mat from the trunk to get the bloody part out, but he didn't notice that the hubcaps also had blood on them.
Jesus.
So, because it's the middle of the night and he's trying to clean blood. I assume that's a bad time to clean blood.
I can't imagine it. A dead body that you've stabbed is just, it's really pouring.
Especially 46 stabbings.
Yeah. It doesn't matter which side you lay that on.
It's a mess.
It's coming out.
It's coming out. And it's everywhere.
Yeah.
And I don't even know. And the other thing, too, you notice in the middle of the night, you ever been like, fucked up or whatever in the middle of the night and you fall and like hurt your knee and you scrape yourself and you don't even notice. See something, you see it and you're like, there's a little blood. And then the next morning you're like, Jesus Christ, my socks are soaked. Like,
how am I still alive?
What the fuck happened to me?
I have blood in my shoe.
It's a pool of it. And you don't notice that shit in the middle of the night. But the next morning, that is a harsh light that shines.
Really is.
And you're going to see all sorts of blood that you missed, I have a feeling here. And he actually did. So then he changes his clothes, and we know this because his discarded clothes were later found, because he's a fucking idiot, this guy. So after this, he stabbed his babysitter. His kids are young, so they're not going to be like, hey, daddy killed the babysitter or whatever. They don't know really what's going on. They're babies. So the youngest one, I think, the oldest one, I think, just turned 3 or something. So they're very young children. Yeah. No one's seen it. She was at your house. Right. At this point, what are your options if you're him? You could be like, I don't know, she left in the middle of the night and I never saw her and she got stabbed up.
That's the story.
And then stay to yourself. I guess that's his fucking story. Instead, he goes to the home of a friend, which is inexplicable at this point. What are you doing? After all this, goes by a guy named Arnold Summers, who's a fellow Monsanto employee, just a guy from work. So imagine you're this fucking guy. It's the middle of the night, and fucking Butch from work shows up, okay? First of all, you're like, what the fuck? You don't show up at my house at 3:30 in the morning.
Right.
Number one, you're just the guy who also works at the plant with me. Like, Butch from the plant's here.
Covered in blood. Looks like he's sweating blood.
That's the thing. That's going to be an issue. Instead... he gets there. Butch is and Arnold Summers is in bed. Yeah. He's not hanging out. Like, he's fucking sleeping.
2 a.m.
So this guy, Butch, rouses him from his bed. Yeah. I guess Butch appeared to be in what this guy described as a very agitated condition. And Butch tells Arnold Summers this big, long story that he had been in a fight with multiple men.
All kinds of people.
All sorts of people. Yeah. And 5 men chased him. And like chased him down in a car, and like it was this crazy, fucking insane. It was like just a crazy, wild tale of, a chase through the streets, and then they cornered him, and he got out, and it was 5-on-1, and it was this horrible fight.
And he won.
And he said he may have killed one of the men. That's what scared him away, is he stabbed one of the men, and he thinks he's dead. Okay. And also he, quote, may have cut a girl who was in the group. These are 5. This was like, I don't know, the Grease, the Thunderbird, the T-Birds here, but like a really like a violent version of them.
And they've got they're
not dancing.
They got a 12-year-old with them.
They got a 12, and they got some chick with them. Yeah. So they have.
I'm still trying to see how.
I think I cut Rizzo. I'm not sure. I'm not positive.
I cut one of the pink ladies.
I definitely cut a pink lady.
I'm still trying to figure out how he got from not even teenager slaps child to 46 stab wounds.
40. That's what I mean.
I'm trying to get there.
The biggest and they said too. Now this is the thing. They did say that he was not that intoxicated. His friend said so. People at the bar said so. Everybody said he wasn't. People at the Shoney's.
That's rage.
But he dropped that guy off at about 1:05 and got home at 2. So we don't know what happened between 1:05 and 2. Did he
55 minutes.
Drink some more liquor? Who knows what happens? But whatever the fuck happened, I don't know. That's a rage. I don't know what you even...
Jesus.
Would think
about.
Did he go
to the gym? Did he shoot up some steroids?
That's what I mean. What is was he coke? Was it early coke?
Yeesh.
He found the really early version of coke. I don't know. Like, he was one of the first fucking
an angry man,
partying guys in the world here.
Jesus.
So he says he may have killed one of the men, and also he thinks he cut a girl who was in the group attacking him. So he asks this Arnold son, "You're in bed," and Butch from the plant shows up and says, "Look. Just killed a guy, got chased. I think I sliced a girl. Will you please help me clean blood out of my car? I was sleeping. Like,
what?
This isn't, will you cover my shift on Friday because I have to go do something? I'll hit you up in a couple weeks.
Wait, hold on.
This is a big favor to ask Arnold from the plant.
But you scared them all off. You think you cut a girl. Why is there so much blood in your car?
Well, he killed a guy. Yeah. He knows he killed a guy.
Oh, okay.
So that's happened. He's pretty sure he killed a guy, but he also may have cut a guy. There's 5 of them, Jimmy. He's just swinging wild, as you do when you're being attacked by 5 men with a knife. How often have you don't know who you cut in that situation.
It's weekly.
It happens all the time. That you should see our live shows. That's half of them. We just us with knives and people coming at us.
Dancing.
It's like a Bruce Lee movie, and we're we've survived this long. So come at us, motherfuckers.
Come on,
don't come at us.
Come get me.
Because all these places have huge security guards that hang out, and if you actually have a knife, they'll probably kill you.
Yeah.
And I don't want that to happen to any of you.
They'll take it from you and stab you with their own
they probably
knife.
will, and they'll spike you on your head, and it won't be pretty. So we don't want you to do that. So don't do that at all. It's not our. We don't. That's what these clubs have. Yeah, we don't care.
We enjoy the challenge.
Yeah, stab us up. But other people, they get a little, jumpy. Yeah, maybe on the streets. If you run into us in a hotel, take a shot at me.
Let's go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's dance.
Let's dance, motherfucker. So Jesus Christ. This Summers guy says that he said he wouldn't help him clean the car. He's like, I'm not fucking helping.
He declined.
He said, it's 4:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm not helping you clean blood out of your car from a man you just stabbed. I'm not doing that shit. And the guy said, okay, well then can I take a bath in your house? Because I'm covered in blood. And at this point, Summers looked at him and said, you don't have any blood on you. What are you talking about? He goes, he said he was crazy. He told him he was crazy. He goes, you're crazy. You don't have any blood on you. What are you talking about? And he's like, I got blood all over me. Like now he's like tripping about blood. So he goes, if it makes you feel better, fucking knock yourself out. I guess take a bath. So he goes in and takes a bath. He tells Summers, Butch tells Summers that he put the stabbed man in his car trunk and then dumped him in the woods. Okay. He says he thinks he died after that. Yeah. So he just dumped a dying man in the woods is what he's saying. So that's not cruel or anything. So this is what he's telling his friend here.
While he's in the tub, he's not like, what's his name? Lee? Is that this guy's Lee also?
This is Arnold Summers.
Old Arnie doesn't go grab the phone and be like, listen, Mayor, I need you to come to my house.
Yeah.
Why isn't he calling the mayor?
This is
bananas.
By the way, he's got his kids with him.
What?
At 4:00 in the morning. He shows up with all of this shit. So he's going to go take... Now, okay, now let's add another person to this. Arnold Summers is married. Yeah. His wife is there. Oh, boy. Imagine you're this guy. First of all, imagine you're her, but imagine you're him. You know you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Butch from the fucking plant's knocking on the door asking to fucking clean blood off. He's got his kids with him. It's 4 a.m.
He wants a bath.
This is going to be a conversation later. Like, this is not going to be pleasant later. Then he makes it worse for poor Arnold Summers, who is really the most put upon person in this whole fucking thing. He asks Summers' wife, who's there, who he shouldn't be asking, Butch shouldn't be asking his wife for shit, because his wife, I don't know how it hasn't freaked out, asks his wife to keep his kids there.
Will you babysit for me?
Literally, I know I just woke you up, and I'm covered in blood, which is an odd thing, and I'm just stabbed a man, dumped him in the woods. Tell you what, hang on to the kitties for a minute. Jesus Christ, because I'm going to go down to the river to clean the car better.
To the river?
To the river. I don't know if he's just going to drive it in shallow and drive it back out again. What
is he doing?
River water will cure all. I'll just dunk it in the river.
You know what he really needed was a good Pulp Fiction. He needed the wolf.
He needed the wolf to come in.
And some clean blankets and Afghans and quilts.
The West Virginia version of Pulp Fiction would have been Jules and Vincent going down to the river and just trying to clean the car off.
Backing it in and then going, not too far.
Just dip it real quick.
Right.
Just dip it. If you just drive in and out, it won't break down. It'll be all right. Just bang, bang.
Slap it and drive. Let's just do a neutral drop.
Don't fucking Jimmy me, Jules. So... This is fucking insane right here that we have going on. So this woman says, I don't fucking think so. Yeah. I'm not washing your kids while you wash the blood off the car from the man you stabbed and dumped in the woods.
Ridiculous.
And possibly cut a girl. It's 4 a.m.
Yeah.
You're fucking crazy. You're my husband's work friend. I don't even. You invited us to a barbecue. We didn't even go. That's how not close we are. This is insanity.
And watch your kids. Don't you dare tell her what happened to the last person that watched your kids.
No, that's the other thing.
Jesus.
Babysitting for him. That's not the job you want. It's a bad job.
Yeah, it's a hazardous job.
It really is.
It's more hazardous than working for Monsanto.
I would say so. Yeah. Well, yeah. He's fine. So Butch ends up returning home at about the time his wife gets home, which is about 3 o'clock in the morning. So they get home together. I don't know what the hell she was doing, but it doesn't matter. This is 3 a.m. and obviously she asks, "Gee, what's happening? Where'd the babysitter go?"
Why's there blood everywhere?
That's the other one.
Yeah.
It's 3 a.m. The babysitter's gone. That's odd.
She's supposed to be here all night.
She's supposed to be here all night. Yeah. What's the fucking story? He said, "Beats the shit out of me."
No idea.
Didn't say I got home and I told her, "Don't worry about it. You can leave if you want." And she said, "Sure, I'll just walk home," or anything other than I don't know. He just shrugged his shoulders and went, And what did he say? Okay, she went.
She said,
right.
"Fine."
She said, "All right." Back to all right here.
I don't know where he's at.
Well, then it gets worse because his wife then Elkie or Elk, whatever her name is, finds the babysitter's shoes at the house still and says, "Well, if she left, why did she not take her shoes with her? That's odd."
Yeah.
Which most people wear shoes in November in the middle of the night when you walk, in West Virginia. Yeah. I don't assume it's a beautifully paved asphalt road and it's 72 degrees outside. She's probably walking through some form of gravel and muck, and
there's some rock.
It's all mud all the time. I told you, it's just mud. So, wow. He ends up saying that he says later on that when he returned home after work, he found a strange car and there was a blonde boy there with the babysitter. But then he went to the taverns, and when he came back, the front door was open and the babysitter was gone.
Okay.
So he left his house. First of all, he's leaving his house where a 12-year-old is in charge of his toddlers.
Exactly.
Where she has like a boyfriend over who drives a car.
Right.
She's a 12-year-old
with a boyfriend that has a vehicle.
Who has he was at least 16 years old and has his own vehicle and is hanging out at 11 o'clock at night when he gets home.
At your house.
At your house where your toddlers are. And that's okay with you.
And you don't say, "The fuck out of here."
And you just went, "Have a good one. Right. Going out to the bar tonight." You walked out.
You two don't jizz on my couch.
That's it. Hey, clean it up.
Leave it in her, sir.
That's it. Come on now. Be respectable. Well, you marry her afterwards then, but that's how it works. Look at me. 2 kids and I work at Monsanto. You got a couple more years left, buddy.
Fucking 1960.
Wow. So instead, front door's open, babysitter's gone. Okay. Kids are there. Yeah. Babysitter's gone though. Yeah. But they took the babysitter, not the kids. So
he comes home from
the story.
Being out all night. There's no babysitter. His kids are alone, and he's just like, "All right."
Yeah, all right. And he just sits down, waits for his wife. Wow. Wife comes home. I don't know. She left. Door open, babysitter gone, blonde kid. I guess she don't like shoes.
Bad story.
This is not a good...
For sure, bad story.
This isn't a well-thought-out crime here. He didn't plot this. So the next day comes around. Early the next morning, this is very early. This is after he talks to his wife. I guess he doesn't sleep at all. He goes to the home of one of his relatives and makes plans for the hunting trip for that day. Yeah. So he says he was planning on going on a hunting trip, but he hadn't talked to his relative about hunting until after he had already laid out his knife and gun for the hunting trip. That's what he's saying. So that's what I mean. His stories are off as far as the hunting trip goes. Right. The hunting trip just seems like a way to cover the fact that, I don't know, he had I don't even know what he's thinking.
Listen, he knew they were going to go hunting with him.
So, at this point here, he goes back home, and then he's going to go back out to hunt. And by that time, there's more questions about the babysitter, here, and all sorts of people are coming by, including the mayor is there. So he gets back home, and the mayor is at his house, which is a strange thing.
It's fucking incredible.
It's incredible. Every time you watch Law & Order, you ever see the mayor show up at a crime scene?
Very rare.
What's happening here? Take that sample. Let's go. I'm going to run this crime scene from now on. This is very, very strange. He might show up and be in the background if it's like a high-profile case. if Jay-Z and Beyonce's kid is murdered in Central Park, de Blasio will show up and stand there, I'm sure, while they clean it up. But that's it. He's not gonna be fucking peeling fingerprints off the fucking
mayor.
So the mayor's there. He is there. He proceeds to the house, and he's met at the door by Butch and Butch's father, who invite the mayor into the house. Now, the mayor immediately observes the bloodstains out on the sidewalk and also on the door frame of the house on the outside of the house. Also, he enters the house and finds just stains everywhere. Blood stains on the wall, the floor, the windowsills, the furniture. There's fucking blood stains all over the goddamn place. Okay, so...
And his story is he came home... Kids are there, no babysitter. All that shit's there.
All that shit's there.
Has no question.
I don't know what happened. She
must have walked home.
All right. I don't know. She bled a lot and then walked home. I don't know. Maybe she just got her first period. She on her period, right. And she didn't know what to do about it. Maybe she just
panicked.
Flung it all over the walls and left. I don't know what kids do. The hell, I would never been no little girl.
Wiped her vagina on the windowsill.
That's all. That's what I hear they do. That's what you do all the time. My windowsill is not whatever you want to call it.
It's not a sanitary napkin.
It's not a sanitary. Well, I was going to say something. I was going to say some sort of sanitary object, and I lost my train of thought.
I think napkin sounds grosser.
It sounds way grosser. It sounds because then it sounds like you then wipe your mouth afterwards.
Right. You dab the corners.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. So
it's sanitary.
Yeah, so he sees all this shit. Now, also there is his wife, Elke, and his mother is there now. His mother shows up for some fucking reason. There's all sorts of people in this house. There's blood everywhere. He hasn't slept. He's killed a young girl. It's a fucking crazy long night here. There's also other people there. There's a bunch of people that cross through this. There's a Veda Christine Lovejoy. She was at the Angel home. She's a friend of Elke, and she saw the children that morning, and when she was there when Butch came home.
Okay.
There was this Lovejoy lady, his wife, 2 kids, and then his mom showed up. Then the fucking mayor came over with the chief of police and everybody else in tow.
And everybody showed up.
This is ridiculous, yeah. And this is all like 8 to 10 o'clock in the morning. She says about the Lovejoy woman said, quote, after he had come into the house, he asked his wife if they found Francis yet. He didn't say anymore. She just shook her head no. Then they went back in the living room, and she said that that Butch opened the front door and said to Elke, come here, there's blood all over the place. Get over here. Look at this.
I found it.
I found a clue. Call the mayor. I found a clue.
It's fucking everywhere.
Call the governor. There's blood on my door. Jesus Christ. Who's got Lyndon Johnson's number? There's blood on the door. He's going to want to know about this. Is Martin Luther King alive? Shit, I don't remember either. God damn it. I was going to tell him too, but now I don't even know.
Somebody send James Earl Ray a letter and let him know about all this.
All about that shit. So I want to say it was 67, but I'm fuck anyway. So these 2 women, Lovejoy and his wife, go over to look at the blood on the porch, and she said, Lovejoy said, then Butch came in and shut the door, and that's when Lovejoy saw blood on the living room floor, and that's when he said, here's some more blood. He literally was like, there's more. Wow. Oh my goodness. Wow, this is crazy.
This is insane.
Absolutely. So then a patrolman, Wayne Rumbaugh, arrives, Nitro City Patrolman or town, whatever the fuck it is. And he talked to Lovejoy, and she says that at this point, the mayor's all there, everybody's there, and the patrolman said to the mayor, quote, Jesus Christ, this isn't amazing. This is the most small town murder quote ever. This is a patrolman talking to the mayor at a crime scene. This is small town murder on a napkin. Quote, Wayne, there's something had to happen there last night. There's blood all over the cotton picking place. Direct quote. He said that to the mayor.
Wayne, there's something had to happen.
Wayne, there's something had to happen here last night. There's blood all over the cotton picking place. That's what he said. And Wayne is the mayor, by the way. So this is
Wayne, I've got a big clue.
We've discovered the smallest townest murder of all fucking time here. This is absolutely crazy.
And there's no way to do that in any other accent, by the way.
Because no one else says cotton picking.
No.
There's one accent that the word cotton picking comes out of. Yeah. That's it. And even if you're not from the South, if someone says anything and the answer is cotton picking, as if you were picking cotton, it would come out cotton picking because you can't help it. It's the only way it comes out. You know, you can't, filet mignon has to be said with a bit of a, you know, it's the same thing. Cotton picking, filet mignon, same thing exactly. So anyway, this guy here, the officer Rumbaugh, is then there's more blood on the porch. So they show him the blood on the porch and the living room.
That shit is everywhere.
It's all over the place. Also bloody handprints on the bottom part of the windowsill in the dining room. He did not do a good job of this is what I mean. All pointed out by, guess who?
Yeah,
Butch. I found more here. Here's more blood. There's blood all over the place. And I came in. There's blonde boy and 5 guys, and I stabbed one of them. And he didn't tell the cops that, but he's got stories for fucking days. None of them make any sense or add up to shit. So it's at that point where Butch's mother shows up, and also his sister. Lets the whole fucking family, the mayor, the town fucking blabbermouth Lovejoy.
So they're parading all these people through a crime scene.
There is 9 people parading through a crime scene. They have not gotten everyone out of the house. They're just walking around pointing shit out. Boy. The mayor's going, come here and look at this. And they're just plop, plop, plop. Let's get your footprints all over the shit.
Somebody open the front door. I'll open the back door. We'll get that horse parade running through this shit.
If we get some shit in here, it's going to kill that blood smell. All I smell is blood and chemicals right now. So let's get some shit parading through here.
We can't even luminol the place because the whole fucking town will glow.
I don't think they had luminol back then. That's the other thing. I don't even know what the hell we're in a scientific black period right now. It's just dead as far as that shit goes. But yeah, they're letting everyone come through. Literally the mayor and the town gossip and his mom and his sister and his kids. And
just wiping their feet in
people bringing their dogs over. It's licking the blood up off the wall. Shit's insane. This
is absurd.
His wife had a Tupperware party while this was happening. It was where her book club met. There was a lot of people coming in and out. So
quick pleasure party.
That's it. Yeah, his bowling team came over to celebrate their win last week. It's a very
dildo sales and candle sales.
You know how that goes. They go through the roof.
Get yourself a vacuum today with your Tupperware.
Jesus Christ, man. So I
got the Kirby man coming by later.
The Kirby man. Oh boy. I got the encyclopedia guy coming at 2:30. He's got an appointment, and then the knife salesman's coming. So we'll see what happens.
Jesus.
Holy shit. So his mom shows up with his sister, and then also Francis's brother came over at this point. He pops in the room. What is this, the middle of, what is that? Does he live in a gazebo in the center of town?
Truly.
The fuck is happening here? So the brother shows up and says, quote, they have positively identified the body and it was Francis. So at that point, they're, comforting Butch is then comforting his mother because his mother's very upset by this.
She's losing her mind.
This is Butch's mother is just very upset by a 12-year-old girl being found dead, which is fine, understandable. It's a small town. They don't expect this type of shit.
Right.
So he is comforting his mother, and then his wife is comforting the sister, and everybody's crying, basically. It's a very, very sad scene. Now, also, there is Mrs. Mona Eggleston. Let's talk about her here. She said she was living across the street from the Angels at the time. She said that Elk asked her about, Elkie, whatever the fuck, and at 9 or 10 a.m. that morning of the 19th, if she would watch the children in the home briefly, and she did. She said, "Can you keep an eye on my kids for a minute? Everyone in town is here, like the mayor's here and shit." She said when she went to see the kids, Mrs. Eggleston said she noticed blood on the front steps and the porch all over the living room. Also, the slip covers were gone from the couch and the chair that were normally always there, and also the rugs were gone from the floor. So bare floor, bare furniture, fucking blood everywhere.
Right.
Pretty obvious of what's happening here. Also, the trooper there named Charles L. Hughes said that he noticed that Butch he said, quote, I noticed Mr. Angel had a scratch on the back of his right hand, and it looked like a pretty fresh cut. So he said he's got a pretty good size gash on the back of his hand, which is also signs of a struggle. This is all not looking great for this fucking
looks
guy
terrible
at this point.
This looks a slam dunk.
This looks like a slam dunk. So the mayor, Okay, they're still at his house. They're still
crazy.
They're still at the crime scene, and the mayor is the one talking to Butch, which. No, that's not what he's a professional of. There should be police professionals that are taking him away from the crime scene to discuss things with him.
Exactly.
That's how this should be going on. Or he should be asking for a lawyer or however the fuck. But
lead investigator in a folding chair. That's where he should be.
That's exactly right. Hopefully handcuffed to the desk.
Right.
Whereas instead the mayor's at his house going, let me ask you something, Wayne, or Butch, or whatever the fuck, Lennis.
Right.
Mr. Lennis. I figure he calls him by, Lennis.
It's Lenny. He goes by Lenny for sure.
Let me ask you something, Lennis. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe he's too proud.
You didn't hear Lenny at all in any of the investigation?
All it was
always Lennis?
Butch was, everyone called him Butch.
He never went by
Butch
Lenny.
Was his name.
So easy.
It was either Lennis if they were, or if anyone was talking casually, they'd say Butch did that or Butch did this. That was all the quotes of the whole thing here. So the mayor talks with Butch and Butch's father.
Yeah.
Is the other thing. Like, let's have him involved in this too. And they mention the identity of both Butch and his father talk about the identity. Francis's, that the body is Francis, which the mayor already knew. The mayor said that at the time he didn't suspect Butch. So the mayor says at the time to him, Butch was not a suspect. Even though he's in his home, which was the last place this girl was seen, and his whole house is covered in blood. That's at least suspect. Even if you're not sure, the word suspect really applies to that hard. Like, you can grab it and fucking latch onto it.
Pretty obvious that's where the murder happened.
I would say so here. So he also said, the mayor, that he was merely investigating the matter because the telephone call came to him in connection with the blood stain, although he himself doesn't have police authority because he's not a fucking cop. You're the fucking mayor. I don't care how small the town is. That doesn't mean that you now know how to do police work.
But he got the tip.
He got the tip. So rather than calling the cops and going, hey, got a tip. Okay, I'm going to do mayor shit now. Click. This fucking asshole.
I'm going to get back to crunching this budget. Why don't you guys figure that out?
This guy goes, I'll get this one. I got this. No. You guys sit back.
You guys are probably tired.
Most of the question and most of the shit that goes on here is the mayor. Because he's the mayor. So he's in charge in the room. Yeah. So he can't take a back seat.
No.
This is what I mean. He can't just be like, I'll let my cops handle this and I'll stand in the back and just observe and, look solemn and look like I'm in charge of shit.
Or get the fuck out of here.
No, that's what he should be doing. Yeah. He instead has to go fucking, I'm in charge. What's yours, son? What about these blood stains? Trample. What's this? Picking it up and moving it around, holding it. What's this knife with blood on it? Right. Somebody else called this. Will you put your fingerprints on this quickly?
Taste this. Is this blood?
Is that blood? Jesus fucking Christ. Is that chemicals? So this is a goddamn disaster. The mayor discussed the whole thing with Butch and told him, and I guess Butch told him that he left home at 11 p.m. the night before, and at that time there was a boy there named Butch Reedy. See, I told you, everybody's named Butch. That's why he changed it to Butch. He's like, everybody, there's only one Lennis.
I gotta fit in.
If I say I'm Butch, it's like 12 people. It could be anybody. They're all assholes. Yeah. He said there was a boy named Butch Reedy, so he just throws this poor Butch Reedy made up person under the bus here with Francis, and that he felt that the Reedy boy was the guilty party, and he wanted to help the police solve this matter as quickly as possible. Sure. Let's round up Butch Reedy. He couldn't even make up a different name.
No.
He gave his made up person his own fucking name. How stupid are you? You couldn't come up with Frank? You couldn't pull Bob out of your ass. Two names you can't use, Lennis and Butch. Those are the only two things you can't call this person. Let's keep Lee on the shelf for now.
I think it's awesome that there's also a Butch in Pulp Fiction.
Fuck. Yeah, there's also a Butch there, too. That's right. Who is the guy you picture from Butch? Flat top haircut? That's what you picture. Jesus, white T-shirt, flat top hair. So, good God, a boy named Butch. Don't you fucking hate this guy already?
Yeah.
I hate what he did, number one. And even if he didn't kill this girl, I still want to punch him in the mouth. He's a fucking asshole.
He's terrible at this.
So he is. So he's. I feel Butch Reedy's the guilty party. Now he says that at the time when he saw Butch there, obviously he said Elkie wasn't home, his wife, and she apparently didn't come home till about 3 a.m. And when she came home, the two kids were at home with Butch, not Butch Reedy, right. Butch Angel, our suspect here, when the mother returned, and that was that. Now, in the house, the mayor observed that the floor had recently been cleaned. There was no dust bunnies or any shit like that. Another person there said that says later that it was obvious some changes had been made in the house because there was no rugs nor curtains on the fucking windows, and also they observed a greenish powder residue on the linoleum at some places, similar to that left by Comet Cleanser, a can of which was found in the house as well. So this is just over, like they poorly cleaned up blood. Poorly. And then when he couldn't clean it all up, he's like, there's the blood. I found it. Like, this is fucking ridiculous. So his theory is now is Butch Reedy came over, apparently fucked his babysitter.
Right.
Way underage, insane thing there.
Stabbed her up crazy.
And
cleaned up half-ass with
I was going to say, half-heartedly cleaned the
right.
fucking place, which is really I'm sure, his biggest offense to Butch here. Is like, hey, if you're going to kill a girl in my house, clean the fucking blood up.
Be respectful of
my
place, sir.
Jesus Christ.
I rent this.
Goddamn kids nowadays.
I'm not getting my security deposit back.
They're growing their hair long and murdering girls and not cleaning it up or nothing. They're leaving fingerprints and blood on the windowsill. The mayor's asking me questions.
He's really giving a bad name to fellas named Butch.
Fucking bastard. So, she's not home. The whole deal here, the mayor observes all this shit, Comet Cleanser, but he's not a suspect, mind you.
Not at all.
No. So the mayor tells Butch that the police want to examine the house further, and the evidence introduced later on is that Butch readily agrees to this. To the search of everything and examine the house and because he's saying, I want to help you find the killer. That Butch Reedy's a bad seed. We got to get him now. And he either gave or had the key to the house given to the mayor. So, again, don't take stop it,
he gave
mayor.
The key.
Here you go, mayor. Go look through my house. Okay.
Have a gander,
Come on,
sir.
guys. Wait, first, call my wife. We're supposed to have a dinner party tonight. We're going to have it here instead while I look around this house.
What the fuck is going on?
We need to contaminate this a little further. So, he does this. The only deal here is there's a conflict in regard later on about the whether the defendant's father, later on when he's a defendant, whether his father gives the key to the mayor without the consent of him or not. That's what he's saying. Well, my dad gave it to him without telling me. But meanwhile, he was saying, go ahead, search the house. Right. I just want to help you find Butch Reedy, blah, 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 blah. So the police say that Butch was present at the time the father gave him the key and that he made no objection to it at all. He was saying, yes, go ahead. So now the mayor says that he was acting on an offer of cooperation through this whole thing from him wanting to help the police, that Butch wanted to help the police, and suggested that to Butch, the mayor says, look, why don't your family go to your father's home while the police, search through your house and figure out what's going on. And
the mayor.
And the mayor, of course. And Butch said okay, so he went to his father's house with his family. The mayor also told Butch that he would have to go to the police with the police down to City Hall where he could make a statement, quote, if he so desired. If you'd like to make a statement about the, missing girl who was last seen by you in your home, it's now covered in blood, maybe come on down. But
we could use it.
No hurry. I mean,
when we find the guy, we're going to need your testimony.
That's the thing. Well, it is Saturday, so college football's on. It's November, so the West Virginia's, the Mountaineers are pretty good this year. I'm not going to lie. So
I understand if you need to be at a tailgate party this morning.
I get it, is what I'm saying. But if you so desire, you want to come on down there and make a quick statement, that's fine. So the mayor calls the police, and Butch takes his family to his parents' home, and the mayor locks the door to the house and leaves with the key. Again, where are the police in this fucking town? Is the mayor the only guy? What is happening? Stop trying to be in charge, you asshole.
What is going on?
Fuck me. Jesus Christ, what you get when you get a guy with the same initial for his first and middle name, an asshole. So
did he go afterwards, after locking it up, go pick up the body and then take
I think he took it to his house. He just took it to his house to check it out.
I got her in my garage. I'm going to do an autopsy.
I'm just going to poke around on it. I got my toolbox out and I'm going to see what happens.
West Virginia plays in like 4 hours, so after the game, I'll have a gander in there and count the wounds.
I got nothing to do.
What the fuck?
What else I got happening? I don't know. So my wife's making a pot of burgoo. She got that Monsanto chemical burgoo cooking, and it's going to be delicious.
I'm really interested to see how much a heart weighs.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going to check it out. We're going to find out today. It's exciting. So a little after that, 2 Nitro City police officers arrive arrive at Butch's home, arrive at Butch's father's home, and they talk to Butch, and then Butch takes the officers back to his home, where he again points out all the bloodstains to these people for some reason. No one is there a crime scene unit that just... What they all need Butch to show them.
Yeah.
Where are those blood? Let's go get the guy who lives here and he'll show us the bloodstains. Just go there and look for them. You're fucking cops. Jesus Christ. Fuck. God damn it, this is irritating.
Were they like apologizing? I'm so sorry. This place is such a mess. We will try our best to
get
find
that blood off for you.
The man who did this is a terrible person. We are so sorry, Butch.
That Butch Reedy, he's going down. Thank you for identifying the killer, because that's going to be very, very helpful right there.
You are a real hero.
That would be like if OJ was like, it's probably Colombian drug dealers that are mad at Faye Resnick, and they were like, exactly, and they started just investigating all the Colombian drug dealers. So it must be them, and they left OJ at his dad's house. Like, that's what this is the equivalent of.
Meanwhile, these
fucking
guys
asinine.
Next year, you are the Grand Marshal of the Horse Only Parade.
Ooh, that's
Horses
something.
only and Butch.
And Bush, and he's just in the back waving. Jesus Christ, man. So he takes them, shows them the bloodstains around the house. Then on another visit, they just keep going back and forth. The cops this time take a look at his car, which was parked nearby, and they notice, just by looking in the window, what appeared to be bloodstains all over the fucking backseat of the car. So he let them in, everything's fine, but leaves his bloody car out next to the house. Like, they're not going to look at that at all.
A quick once over. Didn't you hear the wolf?
Didn't even put could have put a blanket down. That's just a blanket, sheets. This looks like a domesticated house. Anyway, so
where's your linen closet?
Don't fucking Jimmy me, Jules. Christ. So they find stains, like we said, on the back seat.
Of course I know it's good fucking coffee.
Of course I know it's good fucking coffee. I bought the fucking coffee. Oh, if I shit.
Fucking Jimmy me, Jules.
Fucking Jimmy me, Jules. So, so there's blood on the back seat. So the officer Rumbaugh says that he tells Butch, hey, I'd like to take a look at your car and on the trunk also. Mind if we take a peek on in there? There seems to be blood everywhere. This town, I wonder if is there just blood everywhere? This is the town that just bleeds for no reason. Blood.
Monsanto is there.
Blood leaks from your wall. Yeah. That's that Monsanto blood wall leaking. That happens. Ain't no thing, and they just go away. So anyway, the guy says Butch gives them permission to look in the trunk and gave the police the keys to the car. So there you go, knock yourselves out. So they go in, they find blood stains on the latch. He's brilliant, this Butch, brilliant. The latch, the interior, as well as on a set of hubcaps, which are on the floor in the trunk. And then one also saw a portion of the floor mat was missing, cut out, which is a bad sign. They didn't remove anything at that time. The police officers then asked Butch if he would come to the Nitro police headquarters, but they also said, but you don't have to go. Okay. Now,
why is he not arrested now?
When you want to question a guy, but you can't arrest them yet, you act like you can arrest them. That's how they do it. Yeah. They're like, we need you to come down to the station right now. They don't tell you, if you'd like to and you're not too busy, could you come down? They're already making the power play of going, we need you to come down right now. You don't have to go unless they can arrest you and take you, or you don't have to go. But they don't go, we'd like you to come down to the station and talk, but you don't have to if you don't want to.
If you got time.
If you have time, maybe. But
I get it Saturday.
Like we said, if you don't feel like it, like, it's cool.
Your wife's probably got so much shit for you to do.
The worst police officers ever here. He said that he wanted to go, okay, and that the officers said at that time they told him of his rights because he's going to be questioned, so they have to give him his Miranda rights there. A city councilwoman, Jesus Christ, a city councilwoman was then requested by the police to bring his car to City Hall, which he did.
The councilwoman.
Our councilman, I'm sorry, not councilwoman. Yeah. Okay, so now not only is the mayor involved, now they got, rather than a police officer, someone from a fucking crime scene unit, which is like chain of evidence. And normally you take the goddamn car on a fucking flatbed and you take it down there so you don't lose anything.
You tape the doors shut.
He says, you know what? I bet the city councilman would enjoy a ride in this vehicle. wear some shitty clothes. It's going to be fun. It's all bloody, so don't worry about it.
You're going to get stains on your clothes.
Wow. Gets him to drive the fucking car down to that's batshit, okay? Also, the city councilman, his name was Dye, then he looked into the trunk, too, to take a peek. Because you want as many people contaminating this fucking crime scene as possible.
He's curious.
Yeah, so he would like, mind if I take a gander? And he just did.
I heard there was blood in your trunk, and if I take a look to guarantee that, can I verify? Is that all right with you?
Unbelievable, man.
I'd really like to see what a blood-stained trunk looks like.
I'm curious. Yeah. I'm a councilman. I'll get out here very often. Oh, I should just go to crime scenes and investigate myself? Like, okay.
Very little power and duty in the council.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking running for mayor next year.
I think I can do that.
To be lead investigator on all these.
Check some stuff out, carry keys and things. So then there's also a trooper here. A trooper Hughes says he found, now he's investigating the home, the Angel home, that afternoon of the 19th of November. He found that blood had pooled in the bottom of the Angel's home floor furnace, then dripped through onto the ground. So it had dripped through the floor because it was blood pooled up around a furnace that they didn't see because it was like, it had,
that much blood came through the walls
and
the
dripped
ceiling.
Dripped through, which is fucking nuts.
That's a lot of blood.
They also find a bunch of shit in the river backwater behind the home.
Oh, they drug it
behind his. Yeah, very easily. They just went back there. It was right behind his house. He didn't even go like 3 houses down and they just tossed shit from the backyard. They found underwear, a sock, a T-shirt, a Charleston Gazette dated November 18th, 1966.
Jesus.
So just in case you didn't know exactly what day all this shit went in, let me help you out with the fucking...
It's like an old joke.
It's
like an
ridiculous.
Old punchline to a joke.
It's ridiculous that he's got his handprints on the wall. Like, this is fucking terrible. So they're all admitted, obviously. All sorts of exhibits here later on. All sorts of shit that have bloodstains on them were found in the house or discarded around the house or in the car. The scientific evidence they had back then, which wasn't terrific, the scientific, procedures. Sure. What they end up doing is they introduce several items as exhibits later on at trial that were identified as human blood, the same type. That's all they could do is blood type back then as Francis. So that's what they find. They also introduced that they found hair in the car that was identical from that taken from Francis's head. But this is identical literally by a guy in a lab coat holding 2 strands up to the light going, they look the same. That's literally what they did back then. There was no
same color.
No, they literally went by characteristics. There was a certain number of guys in the Mindhunter book. They talk about this. Okay. It's characteristics. That's all it is. They went by is it a blonde hair? Is it a Caucasoid hair? Is it this hair? Is it that? That's it.
Does it appear to be washed by the same product?
And they said the hardest ones, any kind of dark-haired person is very difficult to figure out because it's for some reason it's all very similar and hard to tell.
Right.
Basically, blondes there's more distinct coloring and shit on them. Whereas
blonde, there's a lot of different shades of blonde. Like dark hair, it's fucking dark.
So they were saying those are difficult to find. Anybody ethnic, they said, was more difficult back then. So anyway,
so they were all guilty.
So they just said fuck it, guilty. We don't know what happened here. So they found the hair, like we said. Now when he got to City Hall, Butch, he was the mayor offered him a room to use so he could talk to the officers. You guys want to? Do they have an interrogation room? They're set up in a way.
In a hotel room.
Would you like a room? Do you feel comfortable? You want to put your feet up?
But the Waldorf is right here.
Let me tell you something. The broiled chicken in the room service that comes up, it's delightful. It's just delightful. It's light. It's airy. You're gonna love it.
Wait till morning. You get that continental breakfast.
Delicious.
It's continental.
No, it's on the city. Right. See, you don't have to pay for it. We just want to make sure you're comfortable. So, at this point, Butch is introduced to a trooper named Hurt, who advised him of his rights again and asked if he wanted to call an attorney.
JL?
RL. So, now, first, Butch says that he does want to talk to the attorney. He wants the services of attorney Clarence Watts. Okay. But when the trooper picked up the phone and started dialing the phone, he then stated that he didn't need an attorney.
Okay.
So I don't know if he said it just to see if they were serious, because he said, I want Clarence Watts. And they were like, all right, we'll call Clarence Watts up. And he was like, no, never mind. I don't want, like, almost like I know Clarence Watts. He's my best friend. Like, okay, we'll call him. He's like, no, you know what? Never mind. Because we play this game where he pretends he don't remember me. See, and he's going to go, I don't know, Butch, I don't know who that is. And that's our thing that we do. That means that he's like, you know how it goes. I'll get him back. Don't worry. So I don't know if maybe that was the case.
I know his schedule. He's napping right now. And if you wake him up,
he
you
gets
ever
very
seen Clarence
upset.
when you wake him up?
You don't want to wake him up.
Boy, is he mad.
Every afternoon he has an egg salad sandwich, and then he takes a nap. So if you don't want to mess with him after that egg salad nap, it's a real hard one. He's sleeping there. Now, he said that he doesn't need an attorney. At this point, the trooper says that he didn't consider Butch a suspect at the time.
Yeah.
I don't consider you a suspect at the time,
either.
even though all of the evidence says you're a suspect. However, this trooper did discuss the case with Butch, who told him the same story he told the mayor, but now he's elaborated on it even more.
Yeah.
Now he's got more details, and now he's thought about it for a while. They also said the knife and the knife holder there, the scabbard or whatever it is,
the
sheath. They call it a scabbard for some reason. The thing, and it's a sheath. Technical shit.
Yeah.
They'd been brought to the city building where they were shown to him, and he said that they were his. Yeah. They said, "Oh, yeah, that's my knife," and stuff like that. The one that they found that was the murder weapon, obviously. Trooper Hurt also learned that Butch's car had been brought to City Hall. When he looked in the car, he saw bloodstains on the back of the front seat, the gas tank, the trunk, the fucking thing. He sees all the shit. They're all just like, oh, that's still blood.
That's a murder car.
Take a look at that. That's a murder car. Right. All right, then. Just checking. Yeah. So then he checked the car registration, this trooper with the DMV, and he called Justice of the Peace and the whole deal to get a search warrant for the car to officially start harvesting shit from it. He later goes to the office of the Justice of the Peace and gets the warrant himself because of some delay in getting the warrant. So this guy goes, I'll go get the fucking warrant myself. I know the Justice of the Peace. I'll do this. Now, about the same time, another warrant was obtained for Butch, although a warrant was obtained for him to be arrested, although he was not arrested until after Hurt inspected the car and found the blood stains and all that shit and the loose hubcaps and all that crap, okay? Then they had the car towed to the police barracks, finally, and had it looked over by technicians rather than the mayor and a councilman. So after this is done, this Trooper Hurt returns to City Hall. He tells Butch that he's under arrest at that point, and then he took him over to the office of the Justice of the Peace. He's again advised of his rights, and he's taken away to the county jail.
Okay.
So now Butch is in jail. Okay, now there's some confusion with the problem with the people there was people investigating this at the same time that were working not in communication.
What?
There's no computers. There's no cell phones. They're not like, oh yeah, I'm going to get the warrant. Cool, I'm going over here. It was just people were just scattered around doing shit. So they do have radios and shit. Hey, you going to get a warrant? No, I'm already here. Okay, never mind. So
there's Ziploc baggies of evidence in all kinds of people's possession.
All kinds, and there's different people trying to get warrants for the same thing. So there's different people trying to get warrants for the same thing from different judges. So it's like it's a fucking mess. The Captain Palmer of the Nitro Police had looked in the house and car and then got a search warrant for both of them at the same time. People from the prosecuting attorney's office attempted to get a search warrant and were apparently not signed until the officers had already searched the car and had certain articles removed from the car by state police. So is that technically pre the warrant that they should have had? And it gets very legalese and crazy at this point.
They're going to fuck this up.
Well, they're trying fucking hard. After the Captain Palmer got a search warrant for the house, it was entered by officers and items were obtained in connection with the crime, like we said. Curtains were later found on Strawberry Road near Coral River with bloodstains all over them, and the curtains fit the door and the windows of the fucking house perfectly. And everyone goes, oh yeah, those are their curtains. So they executed, they get a list of items taken from the house, and a copy of the list was left in the house. They do all the search warrant shit. Some of this paperwork was also lost at some point.
Of course.
Because it's a disaster.
Why the fuck wouldn't it?
The fucking mayor probably had. He took it home for some light reading after dinner. Have a brandy. November 22nd, 1966, 3 days later, this is all happened in such a short time. They have the funeral for Francis K. Voiles. Very sad, as you can imagine. A horrible thing to bury a 12-year-old. And also, there's supposed to be the preliminary hearing for Butchie here, as he is charged with first-degree murder, all aggravated up and everything. Not great, but he remains in jail. The preliminary hearing is delayed because he doesn't have an attorney yet, and he's unable to. So they don't have their shit enough to be able to get him a public defender
right now
in the amount of time they need. In 3 fucking days, they can't pull a public defender out of their asses. I don't know what the fuck, man, happens here, because all he is it's just for a hearing.
The mayor should run it.
The mayor should. I'll take care of this.
I got it.
So he remains in jail without bond. Well, obviously, I don't think they're going to fucking let him out on the street. You know what? Have a good one. Actually, in this case, sure, why not? Have a wander. So they said they were doing also all the police analysis of the scientific shit at this point. They had a huge pretrial hearing, long fucking pretrial hearing, where Butch's attorney attacked all of the matters pertaining to the warrants and the statements and the fact that the fucking mayor and everybody else was involved, which is all fair. So Butch contends that the evidence does not show that the warrants were issued in accordance with the correct codes, is what it basically is, the legal codes. And it requires certain facts to be contained in a complaint to show probable cause for obtaining a warrant, and that the warrants obtained were not such as were permissible under the statute, which contain 3 types of property can be seized under a search warrant authorized by the statute. And they go off on a stolen or other illegally obtained property, instruments of a crime, and the contraband property used in violation of the law. So he's trying to use very picky legal language to pick apart the warrants and all this type of shit. They're saying, the court says basically go fuck yourself on all this. They said the complaints and warrants stated that a murder had been committed and that evidence was in the car or house, and some of the evidence consisted of hair, blood, clothing, and the warrants commanded the seizure of such items. It's Butch's contention that the warrants weren't sufficient to authorize the seizure of such items, mainly on the ground that the items mentioned in the complaint and warrant are not as the statute permits to be searched for, because they fell under the classification of, quote, mere evidence, and didn't fall under these 3 specific categories, which is complete horseshit. And there's legal shit, and then there's also logical inferences of, and I am not a fucking attorney at all, as you might notice, because I'm an idiot. I have a fucking GED. I did not graduate high school, so I don't know shit about this. Apparently, lawyers send us messages and saying, "Hey, you guys got that right." And that's where I don't know how. All I know is that I read this shit, and then it says this case is a reference to it. So then I read that case, and I figure out how that relates to that, and then I'll go back a few cases till I know what happened in this one specific case. But I could never know anything about anything else. So stop saying I'm smart. People say I'm smart sometimes, and I'm like, whoa, relax. I'm a fucking moron that if I work really hard, I can maybe comprehend one thing at a time.
It's passable as fuck, James.
That's it, though. No, it's not. It's just I'm better at editing even. I'm
good.
Terrible. I don't know what I'm talking about. So anyway, So he's saying that they shouldn't have had all that. The court finds that there's no unreasonable search and seizure in connection with the evidence used at trial. As much of a big mess as it is, he was showing everybody around, handing keys to people, telling them go ahead and search whatever the fuck you want left and right and all sorts of
evidence.
Shit. He's showing them the evidence, and they go collect it. He's like, you can't have that. And it's like, you showed it to us, asshole. So at the trial, the Lieutenant Barber of the state police, he testified that hair samples from Francis and the trunk latch match, also from Angel's auto, from Butch's auto, and a small rug that fits around the toilet bowl in their house had 4. They also had hair there, had basic similarities to her hair, but they said it's almost impossible to say that they definitely came from the same head because the science is inexact. Right. So nowadays, done. They'd know immediately. Yeah. Okay, that's her hair. Boom.
Especially
done.
if it's got a root on it.
Yeah, it's
you can DNA that shit.
You could DNA shit you touched fucking 10 years ago now. It's insane. So also they Dallas, this guy, Jesus Christ, a guy named Dallas Angel. Yeah. No relation, by the way.
Really?
Multiple Angels, multiple Butchers. Tiny town.
Dallas isn't even related.
Dallas R. Angel. That's quite the fucking name. Dallas Angel.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. This guy here, he testifies that in October of 1966, he waited in the car while Butch Angel went into the hardware store to buy a hunting knife, when Butch returned to the car from the store, Dallas said, quote, "He showed me the knife." On the court, he says, they said the knife, they showed him the knife that they found at the murder scene, and the Dallas Angel identified that as the same knife that he had bought with him at that time. They showed him the sheath, and this guy said, quote, "I don't remember this, I just looked at the knife." Yeah. So that's sort of honest, I guess. Now, many of the details of what happened the night what he did from the time he gets home and the babysitter Francis is there with his children to the time where he shows up at Arnold Summers' house, that whole thing in between, most of that comes from two different people from jail that he told the exact same story to. Okay. Of the whole thing. That's who testifies. That's how they got that whole story. That's what we said. What happened? Okay. He stabbed her because she slapped his. That all comes from.
All that is from jailhouse.
That's all from jailhouse informants that had the same story here. Okay. A guy named Gary Jr. Boggs was in the same cell as him in the county jail, and he testified that Butch told him the story about what he'd done.
Middle name Junior.
Middle name is Junior. Gary Jr. Boggs.
That's how it works.
Wonderful. No, it's really not. But at least his name isn't fucking Butch, so I'll take it. The details of this also they go right along with the testimony of other people who saw and talked to him and other people he told, and he knew shit that only that Butch could know, only the person that did it could know, basically. The Butch's attorneys used another jail inmate as a witness who stated that Boggs told this jailhouse inmate that he fabricated the story, and however, the story told by Boggs has details that he could not have known unless it was told to him by the killer, and also and it was corroborated by other people too. Right. So one of those things. Jackie Lee Halstead, who went out honky tonking with him that fucking night here, he said that he was shown in court. He was shown he obviously testified to what they did. He was shown a photo of Angel's car taken 3 days after the murder, and he said, quote, "It's cleaner than it was that night, sir. It wasn't what you call real dirty, but it wasn't this clean, sir." So it definitely got cleaned up from that night. Miss Lovejoy testifies. Also, she testifies to everything we said earlier that she did, Miss Lovejoy there. She also testifies that her fiance drove her home about 10:30 or 11 p.m. on November 18th, which is the night that's right about when he was coming home from work. And she saw Butch drive away from his house in his car. That must have been when he was leaving. She said that on the next day that Butch asked Lovejoy if she had possibly seen a black and white Ford across the street the night before, and she said that she hadn't seen any strange cars in the neighborhood, and she sounds nosy, like she'd have fucking looked, I think, here. So lots of evidence is also introduced in regard to his mental capacity and whether he knew right from wrong. His attorneys refused to inform the court whether they intended to use the defense of insanity, but then finally they did. They requested the court place Butch in a sanitarium of their selection for mental examination, which request was granted. He was examined by a psychologist as well as a psychiatrist. The psychologist, D.P. Peters, old double penetration Peters, or Rogers, I'm sorry. I don't know why I wanted to call him Peters. I don't know.
It's a pretty good one.
It's a pretty good one. D.P. Peters is pretty good. Testified, there's a lot of gay porn in this. Testified that he thought that Butch was an insecure man with sadistic tendencies, which, if his masculinity was challenged, would result in homicidal actions towards women. So that, if his masculinity was challenged, or if, a young girl turned down his advances or something like that, that's what they're kind of saying here. And called him a name or made him feel like he was less than.
How about that?
He might stab her 46 times. The psychiatrist, a Richard M. Kitching, so his name is Dick also, so even that's got a fucking something phallic in it. Dick Kitching, which sounds a lot like Dick Itching, Dr. Dick spent 8 hours with him, and 2 also hours with Butch's parents. He said that Butch, the guy he interviewed him with and without sodium amytal.
So he drugged him?
He drugged him and got, I don't know if it's like a truth serum or what the fuck is going on here. He said that he was a pseudo-sociopath paranoid schizophrenic, meaning he had spells of instinctive actions without controls that normal people have, that he thought people were plotting against him, and that he did not know right from wrong at the time of the crime. By the way, anything mental shit from back then is hilarious because it's completely fucked up. And there are theories of like different criminal mentalities. Like the FBI hadn't even, John Douglas, the behavioral unit, that none of that shit was happening yet in this.
And the treatment for all this shit was fucking crazy.
We can shock him till he drools a lot.
We can take an ice pick and poke him behind the eyeball.
There's a room over there. We could put him in it.
Right. We could do that.
Oh no, we ain't gonna do nothing then. Just put him in it. That's the plan.
And lock it.
Lock it. It's soft inside, so he'll be all right. Don't you worry about that shit.
The lock's hard though.
Oh, you know how that is.
It's all steel.
So he says that he didn't know right from wrong at the time of the crime. The doctor also said that Butch said he could not remember killing Frances, but just remembered becoming enraged and then finding himself with her stabbed body. Oh, wow, look at this, a stabbed 12-year-old. Also, they also said there was also a witness that testified from Army records, which I guess Butch was in the Army. Butch submitted to him with regard to an instance where he attempted to tear up an Army barracks over a very small, trivial thing. So they introduced that. The Dr. Kitching, old Dick Kitchen here, also said that, Jesus Christ, that Butch attacked him when he tried to administer sodium amytal, but later became docile. So he even attacked the psychiatrist.
Jesus Christ, the man's a lunatic.
He's a fucking lunatic. After the examination requested by Butch, the court, acting on its own motion under this code here, had Butch examined by their people, because that's what they do. Dr. Thomas Knapp and a Dr. William Rossman. At least nobody's named Dick there at all. Dr. Knapp was unable to get anything out of Butch because his lawyers had advised him not to talk with the doctor, so he wouldn't say shit. Now, July 1967, Butch creates a disturbance in the jail and cut himself severely, at which point Dr. Knapp recommended to the court that he be sent to a hospital, which the court did. Dr. Knapp, in rebuttal to the testimony of Dr. Kitching, who said he's not responsible for his actions, was asked a hypothetical question based on evidence introduced to the trial and answered that Butch knew the difference between right and wrong at the time of the crime, giving as his reason that Butch tried to conceal what he had done. Dr. Rossman was also used by the state on rebuttal. So that's a big deal for later on. He examined him. He was asked the hypothetical question based on the evidence and stated that Butch's activities after the homicide indicated a frenzy of guilt to cover up a wrong deed, and he would not have gone psychotic and back to normal so suddenly, is what he says. Also, another witness here, Jesus Christ, offers rebuttal evidence. Another psychiatrist here testifies from a report that he testifies that a report which was a composite of work done on Butch by other staff members, as well as a separate report made by him dealing with both the physical and mental nature of Butch. He testified that Butch admitted that to him he did not remember that he did remember attacking the babysitter with a knife. He said that Butch admitted that he had a volatile temper and had done many antisocial acts with schizoid trends. So they're trying to say that he's fucking crazy. The doctor thought that Butch was not a true psychotic or full schizophrenic, and that he knew right from wrong at the time that he was examined at the hospital, and that's how it works. So after all this shit, by the way, he says at the time when all these doctors are testifying, Butch's people say that it violates his constitutional rights to be examined by anyone other than his own psychiatrist.
How is that?
It's bullshit. No, if one gets you, the other one gets you. That's just the way it is. I mean, I'm sure the judge can make a judgment on that, but it has to be for a reason. It's not just redundant? You're not allowed to look at him. So the verdict comes in. This trial's over. Big shocker. He's guilty of first-degree fucking murder without any cause of mercy they have either. They're saying, fuck this guy. So the judge has, I'm sure, pleasure sentencing this asshole.
Sure.
He says, you, sir, may fuck off. Life without parole.
Okay.
Eat dicks,
That's
which
good.
is good.
Yeah.
This is very good. Now, it's not over yet, though. There's an appeal. 1969 goes to the state Supreme Court. It's the same thing. He's going on. His assignments of error are illegal search warrants, improper testimony by psychiatrists. That's why I told you all that shit, and improper instructions given on behalf of the state, and proper instructions offered and refused on behalf of the defendant.
Okay.
Long story of how this shit works. Basically, it's mainly about the search. They go into the search a lot, and they end up saying that the fact that he consented to all this shit, invited it, basically begged to be searched and to be seized and everything else. They say that they did not violate his constitutional rights, and the judgment is affirmed, and he's still life in prison. Still fucking off. Now, 1974 comes around. Butch is one of 100 inmates who are fighting for prison reform. Not prison reform, sentencing reform. Okay? They're saying you can't have life without parole. There's no hope. He said, there's just no hope for us.
That's kind of the idea.
Yeah, they said it's just every day, this one guy says, every life termer has a discharge date of death. That's what he says. It's what it is. Now, Butch also talks in this whole thing here, which is fucking funny. Butch says, quote, "Why take Bethany College's classes with a sentence like I have? What's the point?" He's just saying there's no point in doing anything. There's no hope for us. We don't do
true.
Yeah, that's true, because you killed a 12-year-old.
Right.
We don't give a fuck about you anymore.
Sit in a room and count the bars.
When you kill a 12-year-old,
start over.
Yeah, when you kill a 12-year-old, that's a special thing.
Right.
Which, and by the way, kills a 12-year-old fucking girl in prison. I would hope somebody would stab this fucking guy right in the face. I would fucking hope so, just in terms of what he did, especially in a small area.
Right.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, also at this point, he wins a court battle where, this is silly, he's given credit for time served in between his arrest and his conviction. It's 20 months of credit for time served on a life without parole sentence. The only reason he does this is because apparently the credit, it helps, it affects classification and job assignment at the prison, how long you've been there. So he wants time served so he can get a better fucking job.
Right.
Yeah, he wants to do something. Wow, let's help him have an easier life, shall we? May 1976, there's another hearing. This is a habeas hearing. This is where they're going for errors and all that kind of shit. And this is when you start to get desperate. You have the habeas because your normal appeals run out. So now you start having...
This is Hail Mary time.
This is Hail Mary time, yeah. So this guy is asking obviously Butch is asking that his conviction be set aside because he claims that a witness lied in his trial testimony. He claims that Gary Jr. Boggs lied about everything because, and this will get confusing for a second. Okay. Now, Boggs testifies in this hearing that he signed an affidavit stating that he lied in the murder trial out of fear for his life. So he says he signed an affidavit in prison saying that he lied at the murder trial, but he only signed that affidavit because he was in fear of his life in prison. That's what he was saying. He says now during the trial, obviously Boggs testified that he heard everything. Now Boggs says in this hearing now that Butch dictated the statement that he wrote, that he signed the affidavit to, and that he lied and recopied it in his own handwriting. So he wrote it out, Butch did, and then he did that. Now, Boggs said he signed a typed version under the threat of being beaten and killed by other inmates. Boggs also says that Butch offered him a stereo, a television, and half of his prison bank account in exchange for the statement that he lied, which is very prisony.
Yeah, but the lie is that he heard the story from him?
Yes, he's saying that now what Boggs is saying is Boggs is saying Butch forced him under threat of violence to sign an affidavit saying that he lied in court, saying that he heard about this and he actually lied the whole time, and that now he's going to be freed on this thing.
Right.
Exactly. So all of it's under threat of force anyway. So it's crazy. So 1979, this goes all the way to the Supreme Court of West fucking Virginia, which is like 4 guys with Yosemite Sam hats on, I feel like. And the mayor, obviously, sitting right in the middle going, I'll take care of this one. They're like, oh, have you done even one day of law school? No, but I'm the mayor. I have the authority. So, Jesus Christ, man.
I investigated this one. I'll make the final call.
I looked through everything. Now, this appeal is of the last appeal. This is an appeal of the last appeal. This is an appeal of the habeas denial that he had last time.
Got it.
For the testimony of Boggs, okay? He's saying they claimed that any error was made in all of his complaints in the last hearing. The court said that it was a harmless constitutional error. Because there's errors that happen, and they basically decide whether they're harmless or not. And all these appeals, there's some sort of errors, but they're like, that's a harmless error. That's not the
Didn't
whole
affect
case.
The outcome.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So he's challenging that. Now, the constitutional error he's alleging is that giving an instruction presuming first-degree murder from the use of a deadly weapon, this type of instruction was held to be unconstitutional because it shifted the burden of proof of a key element of the crime from the state to the defendant, is what he's saying, okay? Now, they're saying in this present case, the jury verdict was for first-degree murder without a recommendation for mercy, such that there is a direct correlation between the constitutionally defective instruction and the jury verdict. They're saying that they forced the jury verdict with this erroneous, unconstitutional court instruction.
Sure.
Now, this is kind of important, though, because this is a big deal. So he also says that they also say the United States Supreme Court was aware of the doctrine of harmless constitutional error at the time it decided this other case. They talk about this case called Hankerson, which I read, and it's fucking boring. It doesn't matter. It's not as fun as this one. Okay. Not that dead 12-year-old girls are fun, but you know what I mean. This was decided that no suggestion was made that constitutionally defective instruction could be treated as harmless error. That's what they're calling this case that says that that constitutionally defective instruction isn't just harmless. It's actually more than that. Now they're saying, basically they're saying they're trying to shoehorn that into this case. Now, what ends up happening, though, is the court says, quote, after all this, we conclude the trial court erred in holding the doctrine of harmless constitutional error operates to cure a constitutionality impermissible instruction which instructs the jury in a criminal case, that'll make sense in a second, to accept a presumption of proof beyond a reasonable doubt of any material element of the crime charged, or requires the defendant either to introduce evidence to rebut the presumption or to carry the burden of proving the contrary. Now, bottom line is they say, while this case must be reversed and remanded to the trial court, they're fucking reversing this case.
Oh, my God.
We do note that the defendant is not entitled to absolute discharge on his writ of habeas corpus. He's just going to be tried again. He should not be given an unconditional discharge until the state has a reasonable opportunity to decide if they wish to retry him. Okay. So they're saying, hold him, decide if you want to retry him. If not, you got to let him fucking go.
Obviously.
That's what they're goddamn saying.
And they've got a time frame before they have to let him go, too.
That's
right?
the thing. Yeah, they can't just hold him forever
like
here.
20 days or something.
Well, they can build a case because it's a trial, so they just have to redo everything.
Okay.
They do all this. The case is reversed and remanded. Retrial set for October 1979.
Okay.
So they do this. It was originally supposed to be in August, but it didn't commence. And it doesn't end up commencing until February 2nd, 1981.
Unbelievable.
So 2 years.
What day?
February 2nd, 1981.
Oh, okay. All right.
So the venue was changed also because everybody in town had known about this.
Yep.
Also, the judge.
How awesome is that it's his second trial on Groundhog Day?
Yeah. Again, that's hilarious. Over and over and over again.
Just keep doing his trial, and
it
all ends terribly.
Yeah, it all ends the same way. So the judge ends up being replaced by another judge, and the whole fucking thing. Now, his attorney, Butch's attorney, moved the court to be relieved of his duty of representation in 1979. That's what this delay was.
Yeah.
And another, the county attorney was appointed to replace another attorney, and that it's fucking nuts. And that there was all these different attorneys being assigned and then jumping off the case.
Well, yeah,
so they bring a guy in and then they leave.
You don't want to lose.
Yeah, that's exactly
this is going
right.
to hand me an L. I want the fuck out.
Well, even the prosecution team,
they kept getting
were like, they had shit going on, and they had to leave, and I got a swim meet tomorrow, and things like that. My kid's got a thing going on, I got to go there. So in October 1979, the court was advised that there was disagreements among members of the defense team, and that that Butch preferred preferred that one attorney act as the lead rather than the other guy who was supposed to act at the lead as the lead. So they keep going back and forth. And upon questioning by the court, Butch replied that he was, quote, more in tune with the way, the one guy's name was White wants to handle the case. The court ended up, but White didn't want to go. Didn't want the fucking case. No. That's insane. Yeah. So he gets off it, and then he gets reappointed again in 1980. So all of these delays are because of him. Yeah. That's the fucking thing here. They're all his horseshit. But he's retried. It's a 3-day trial. Circumstances surrounding her have not changed at all. They discuss the whole thing. They get the Boggs' evidence. They have all the blood evidence. The only thing that's different is the mayor doesn't testify this time for some fucking reason.
Get the fuck out of here.
And there was no psychological or psychiatric testimony presented by either Butch or the state. They just said, fuck that. That's just it's a loser for both of us. So he's found guilty again. Fucking thank fuck. There's more fucking appeals. Yeah. And the appeals are on the grounds that there was such a long delay between which was his fault because it's all his attorney's shit. There was a slight delay in the middle between the prosecutors, but that was in between. That was during a time where there was a big lapse of he didn't want this attorney and he wanted that attorney. Right. So nothing fucking mattered. It's so stupid. He invoked Jesus Christ, this is so fucking stupid. The prosecutor at this point, the prosecuting attorney, fuck Jesus. Can you imagine having to fucking deal with this? They're like, this happened 15 fucking years ago, and this guy is still, Jesus Christ.
You were convicted once, now you're convicted again. Just takes the fucking punishment.
Absolutely right. He also, in this trial, he contends that the jury was prejudiced by the denial of that he wanted to individually talk to the jurors in chambers, the prospective jurors, about whether they've read a newspaper article concerning his prior conviction. Right. The trial judge questioned each juror who said they had read something about the case, and all who said they had reservations about being impartial were excused. Right. The remaining ones stated that the article didn't influence them or cause them to formulate any opinion concerning guilt or innocence, which that's all the judge's standard is. Right. That's all that the legal standard is. If you say, I can be fair, they got to go, all right.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, that's all you can do. Stick around. They also say they find no merit in his assertion, Butch's assertion, that the trial court should have granted a mistrial when the prosecutor in closing argument, and we'll get to this, referenced to a fact that was undisputed. He said this is undisputed or something, but it's grandiose. It's closing arguments. Yeah. You're weaving a web. You're telling a story in closing arguments and opening statements. That's not legal fact that's introduced. That's just a statement.
It's kicking things off.
Yeah. You can't say crazy shit, but you can be loosey-goosey.
Inflammatory.
Yeah, you can be more loosey-goosey. Butch claims that this was intended as a reference to his failure to testify, which it wasn't actually, because we have the statement here, and it definitely wasn't that. He also argues that the court should have suppressed evidence obtained as a result of conversations between him and police officers after he had requested an attorney, but he then said he didn't want an attorney. Right. So at that point, you can say whatever the fuck you want. He asked for a specific attorney. They looked up the number and started to dial, and he said, never mind, I want to help you. I don't need an attorney. Why would I need an attorney? He literally said, quote, no, I don't need an attorney. I want to help you, end quote. That's pretty...
I want to help you convict me.
I want to help you. Please let me help you.
I want to help you hurt me.
Finally, he also says the shifting of burden of proof thing that we talked about before. Yeah. In the closing argument here, the defense attorney also tried to say, this is really hard to say. He says, quote, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, someone hitting your child doesn't justify that person being killed. Of course it doesn't. Nothing does unless somebody is trying to kill your child. Maybe that would. But there's no other indication that sort of thing happened. But the question and the issue is, was this a premeditated murder in the first degree, or was it a homicide, which was a result of some sudden passion and drunkenness taken together, which makes it either manslaughter or second degree murder? And there was a legal issue with what he said, and they tried to make that if the prosecutor said something that's untoward that they shouldn't say, that's a reason to have to reverse something. Sure. But if your attorney says something stupid, you can't then say, hey, my attorney said something that was illegal, that put this shit in a legal quandary, so now I get to go home. Because that was your attorney, stupid. So they tell him, go fuck yourself, affirmed, life without parole still. This is finally in 1984, this last appeal was, which was 18 fucking years ago, or 18 years after the goddamn killing. So he's still in jail as of May 24th, 2005. He's still in jail. And then his mother, Alberta Angel, dies at the age of 79 in a hospital there. This is I normally wouldn't put that in, but the fact that they say in the obituary that, by the way, Mount Olive Correctional Facility is the place he's at. They say, quote, she is survived by her 4 children, Larry E. Angel of Nitro, Lennis L. Angel of Mount Olive. No, of fucking prison, you mean? Of prison for killing a 12-year-old girl? That is the nicest way to say in prison for murder that I've ever heard in my motherfucking life. Of Mount Olive. Like, it's, Jesus, of Mount Olive. That is brilliant. Holy shit.
They didn't spring for the extra letters for correctional facility.
Nothing. Right. No, they didn't. They could have just said MOCC, I think it's called. They could have called it that. No, of Mount Olive. Like he's got a lovely home with a garden. You should see his rose bushes. They're beautiful this time of year. Oh my God. Fuck me. He's currently serving life without parole at Mount Olive Correctional Center, eating dicks on a daily basis, and he's old as fuck too. He was born in 1944, so I mean he's getting up there in fucking age here.
60s?
No, he's not.
He's at 70s?
That's
He's in his 70s?
It's goddamn near in his 80s.
Okay,
yeah.
All right.
So he's up there. Yeah. He's ready to die, which is nice. He's ready to die like Biggie. Hopefully somebody will shoot him in a car. That'd be great.
I mean, it's a matter of time. It's almost
he's definitely
over.
Going down. Yeah. Frances K. Voiles, man, she was born March 28th, 1954, and lived to November 19th, 1966. That's so brutal. Fucking awful and young. That is terrible, and it's hard because normally we try to talk about something about the victims, but there's not a lot to talk about with her because they didn't back then. They would just try to kind of hide the child and she's just a child.
She didn't get a chance.
And what are you going to say? She liked Jax. She's 12. She had no. So it's just tough.
She had babysitting kids.
Yeah, she didn't have a chance to have interest yet.
I don't know what she did like, but I'll tell you what she didn't like. She didn't like being stabbed 46 fucking times.
And she apparently didn't like getting a magazine swatted out of her hand.
I mean, that's
so
one
two
thing
things.
Too.
She is buried at the Spring Hill Cemetery in Charleston, and I saw her tombstone thing, and it just says daughter in her name. It's very sad. Daughter, not much else to say. Yeah. And I also, this is super weird, on their Find a Grave, on her Find a Grave page, there's pictures, and it'll have like there's an old faded picture of her from a newspaper that you can't really see.
Fucking 50s?
From 1966. Yeah. And there is 2 pictures of her tombstone, and then there's a picture of the death certificate with the cause of death, and it's fucking filled out by her dad.
Oh my God.
Like different parts and shit. It's fucking weird. So yeah.
That's intense.
It's very intense. If we were at a live show, I would show you that. And but we're not, so we can't. Well, but you should buy tickets to live shows in Houston where we can show you crazy things like that. That is Nitro, West Virginia. And that is quite the tale we've just weaved right there of Lennis and poor Frances and Jesus Christ, poor Elkie, I got to say, too. And
she really got the raw deal.
She did. And that mayor is the dumbest fucking mayor ever.
What an asshole.
I really hope somebody ousted him in the next election. What a complete fucking idiot. But if you like that story, I got an idea what you can do, Jimmy. It's a pipe dream, and it's just on the tip of sanity.
It's a real favor.
What you can do is, I think you can go to iTunes, Apple Podcasts.
We'll take it.
Give us 5 stars. That would be tremendous. Doesn't matter what you say. It's not for our ego. It's really just for business. So say whatever you want. Also, if you want to tell us you like us even more, you want to be an incredible, amazing, goddamn superstar, you can do that by becoming one of our producers. I'll tell you how to do that in 1 second. You should also follow us on social media.
Thank you.
Which is at Murder Small on Twitter, at Small Town Murder on Instagram, at Small Town, what is it? Small Town Pod on Facebook. Yeah. Just search for fucking Small Town Murder. You'll find it. Or even better, don't worry about any of that shit. Just go to shutupandgivememurder.com where you can find t-shirts and all that good stuff. Links to the social media. Links to tickets.
So many links.
Oh, my God. Links to all the tickets. Like we said, Houston, you're up first on October 4th. Dallas, October 5th. Get those tickets right now. They're both at the House of Blues, so it's at a nice venue.
Yeah.
We're not going to take you to some shithole venue.
I'm not going to put you in some place named Winkies or something.
No, it's going to be a good time. Right. You won't stick to the floor.
No.
It'll be fine. So come there, and not only that, you can follow links on Shut Up and Give Me Murder over to patreon.com/crimeandsports or over to PayPal using our email address, crimeandsports@gmail.com to make a one-time donation or make donations over at PayPal and become one of our heroes, one of our damn producers who we just want to hug and love so much. And Jimmy, I think it's about that time. It's that time to hit me with that list.
Executive producers this week are Joseph Minner, Chrissy-Ann Castaldi, Michael Kennedy, Jan Wendell Crenshaw. I think that's right.
Yeah, it sounds good. Either way, it sounds good.
Vicky Sweezen and Michael Bauer and Gary Howard. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
You guys step up in an incredible way. Appreciate it.
Definitely.
Happy birthday to Elliot from your girlfriend. I don't have her name.
Oh, happy birthday.
Mary Meeks, Ashley Vio, Jesse Herrera, Margie Kunze, Jesse Hartman, and Klaus, his dog.
Oh, cool.
Under the Sea Fabrics with Jessica Willis, Piatilla's OK Wedding, Welding? Wedding.
Okay.
I think it's welding.
Okay, like Oklahoma, or okay, like it's decent.
It's fine.
It's all right.
It'll do.
It'll hold. It'll get you through.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, it's not going to hold water or anything. No. Let's not go crazy
here.
You
can put your mail in it.
Yeah, it's going to be fine. Yeah, it's good. All right.
Gary Howard, I said his name because he was up there. He donated twice. Thank you, Gary.
Thank you so much, Gary.
Matt Dietrich, Rebecca Pope, Victoria Delvisi. I don't know if it's an N or a V. I don't know what I did there.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Delavisi. That's it, I think.
All right.
Kristen Quintiliani. Yes.
Ooh, I like that. It's a good name.
It is. Bryant Toole, P.B. Corbin, Craig McGeechan, Ariana Folsom, Kim Hodgkiss, Rachel Vranks, Vrankx, Vranks.
Yeah, that's a cool name.
James Fraker, Lauren Demarath, Laura Souter, Kate Ives, Rob Roberts, Stephen Rude, he sent an email to say stay scummy. That was sweet.
That's nice. Well, thank you.
I'm going to take that as a compliment.
We're going to take that as a compliment. Thank you.
Sinfully delightful clean eating.
Cool.
Do that.
Check that out.
Justin Miller, he donates every show. And
thank you so much.
And then gives a little, just who he listens to. That's fucking incredible.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Katie Roble, Mark McCann. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, it's McCann. Jessica Schuler.
Wait, no, yes.
Rachel Stora. And she actually wanted to say happy birthday to Ryan Stora.
Well, happy birthday,
then also,
Ryan.
Bobby Richmond said to say happy birthday to his girlfriend,
Good
Talia.
Lord. Anything else going on today?
How many fucking birthdays are
Any
there?
fucking proposals or anything this week, Jimmy? What do you got?
Can we tell you to have a terrible anniversary?
Didn't
we do that one
Have
week?
an awful time at a mediocre fucking mid-range restaurant that'll fuck up one of your orders. And then force yourselves to have sex afterwards, even though you're too full. Enjoy. Salute.
Grind your jennies into each other.
Shentani, everybody. Good luck.
Stephanie Igoa, Kathmandu Real Estate, Heather Campbell, Libby Payette, Wyatt Vincent Parsons, John Savvy, Weston Blake, Jay Poole, Lauren Russo, Kyle Goslin, Jesus, Katie Neuenfeld, that's it. It's Neuenfeld. Michael Terry.
Take it.
Dan Burley, Jessica Hartzell, Angela Miller, Troy Mongillo. That's a fucking Spanish one, isn't it? Kathy,
that sounds like
Kathy
Mongillo.
Jackson, Ben Katke, Thomas Gallagher, Sean Quinlan, Jared McHugh, Jacqueline Jones, James Aselta, Christina Stewart, Jennifer Dowlings, Jessica Christensen, Christine Infinger, Mary Wenner, and Jonas Erstad. You guys are fucking heroes. Thank you so goddamn much.
From the bottom of our hearts, honestly. honestly, you make these shows possible. You make it so we can do these shows and still be able to pay our electric bills, to have these microphones on in a house that I can't afford without you guys, because we needed a fucking studio.
And Robitussin's gross.
Robitussin's gross.
Afford it.
You can afford it. And that's because of you guys. Thank you so much for everything you do. You've made us people. You've made us real boys. And we fucking appreciate the hell out of everything you guys do for us. What if people wanted to appreciate the hell out of you, Jimmy? Where could they find you to do that?
You can find me at Whisman Sucks, WHISMAN Sucks, on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. And it's really overwhelming how much it happens now, how many messages and tweets and personal shit comes to it. I apologize for not getting back to every single one, but I promise you I read it all and I look at it all. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
What about
everything.
you?
I'm at
where can they take up your time?
I'm at Jimmy P is funny over there on Twitter, and you can just copy and paste my name from the show description on the others there. Finally doing Instagram now and starting to do this stupid shit.
Isn't it fun?
No, it's not, because I don't have time for any of this shit. I don't have time for this shit.
Even the
so
CEOs of the company quit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just doing it because that's where people want to follow shit, and I'm going to whatever the fuck. So
we'll
I guess find me on there or something. I don't know. Whatever. I'll post something and have the account find it and you redo it, and you guys can fucking find it and do whatever the hell you want with it.
But follow those social media pages.
Shove it up your asses.
We're going to try to do some contests and get some personal shit to you guys.
We're going to try to do some cool shit here.
Try to make things fun.
So follow those at Murder Small and at Crime and Sports and, the others. Just search for them and you'll find it. But thank you guys so much. It's been a crazy goddamn episode. Yeah. This was the essence of small town murder this week. And until next week, everybody, it's been our pleasure.
Bye.